Hey guys, welcome to the stream. We are going to be live in just a few seconds. And man, do we have a lot to talk about. Here we go.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian.
Hey guys. Yes. Oh man. It is Wednesday morning, people, and we've got a lot to talk about on the radio today. Oh my goodness. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating, of course. Let me turn my mic up. It helps if I have the mic up where you can hear me, right? I was wondering, I can't hear myself in my headphones. I had the mic turned down really low. All right, welcome everyone. My name's Brian Craig. Oh my goodness. You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show. Now that I've turned the microphone pot up to an adequate volume, the longest running radio show in the state of Florida, on the radio since 1977. Welcome one and all. And we do have a lot to talk about today. Oh my goodness. You know, I thought I settled the matter yesterday on Herschel Walker, but apparently the mainstream media, we have some major updates on Herschel Walker. I'm going to go through some of what I went through yesterday because it is very, very important. But I got news for you. I believe Herschel Walker. That's right. I believe Herschel Walker. This October surprise. Here it comes, the October surprises. I believe Herschel Walker. But you know what? Even if it were true that he paid for an abortion 13 years ago, would it matter? And I want to ask you this question, and I'm serious about this, and I want to hear your calls on it at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. If Herschel Walker paid for an abortion 13 years ago, which again, I don't believe it. I believe Herschel Walker. But let's just say he did. Would it matter? Are we going to give control of the United States Senate to a Democrat-controlled Senate that wants to give abortions and pay for them for everybody because one guy paid for an abortion 13 years ago? Are you kidding me? What does that mean? Why would anyone be so, let me tell you. They don't understand. When I say they, I'm talking about the political establishment and the mainstream media. The Republican establishment want Herschel Walker to lose. He's MAGA. He's got Trump behind him. So I want you to answer some questions for me here. And I'm not going to go through the whole list of questions I have for you yet, but they'll come up as the discussion goes on here. But this is the first question, and I want to hear you on my phones right now answering this question. 1-888-GO-KANE-1. If Herschel, again, I believe Herschel Walker. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying here. And he says he didn't do it. I believe him. We'll get to the son later. But if it were true, if Herschel Walker paid for an abortion to a girlfriend that he was dating between wives 13 years ago, does it matter to MAGA Republicans? Come on. I stand with Herschel Walker. I believe Herschel Walker. But even if it were true, I wouldn't care. And you know what? I think you agree with me. Are you kidding me? You know, this is what they don't get. These never-Trumpers and the Democrat and Republican uniparty, I love. Carrie Lake started that uniparty thing, and I like it. And the mainstream media, it's over! It's over! It's over for her. Keep dreaming. They've just helped Herschel Walker. They're running campaigns from 1985, from 1994. I saw someone yesterday on CNN I hadn't seen in a long time. I think it was him. I got some audio I'm going to play from a CNN story in a bit on the Herschel Walker. October surprise. And I thought it was Ralph Reed. Was that Ralph Reed I saw walking with the CNN camera around asking him about it? I think it was. See, they don't understand what's going on here. They are, and when I say they, I'm talking about the Republican and the Democrat establishment that are against Herschel Walker because he's Trump-backed and MAGA, and the mainstream media. And this is what they don't get, all right? There's a lot of things they don't get. But this is what they don't get about this. They think, remember Obama? Oh, those Republicans, they're clinging to their Bibles and their guns. Like that's a bad thing. I've owned both, okay? Don't you? Don't most of you? Oh, man. They think if they bring up something that involves an abortion, okay, or something that is out of step with the conservative Christian take on things, that we're going to drop them because we're holding on to our Bible with one arm and our gun with the other, and we're going to give the control of the Senate to a Democrat who wants to give everybody abortions because of something that happened 13 years ago, which I don't believe happened. They don't understand what this movement is about. The MAGA movement, the Trump-led MAGA movement, is amazing. You know, I remember where I was when Trump came down the escalator. Do you? Do you remember where you were when Trump came down the escalator? I do. Now, try to think throughout the rest of your life. Where were you when anyone else announced they were running for president, went on TV and did it? I know exactly where I was. I was at home. I was in my bedroom with my wife, cleaning the bedroom with her. I was straightening up the bedroom, making the bed, cleaning our bedroom, and we had the TV on in the bedroom, and President Trump came down the escalator and announced he was running for president. Do you remember where you were when Trump came down the escalator? You probably do. Where were you when you saw Obama come out and announce? Or Ronald Reagan? Or Bush 1 or 2. I don't know where I was. Clinton. Well, I don't know where I was. I don't even think I watched it live. But I watched Trump live, and I remember, you know, there's a handful of things that you remember where you were when they happened. I remember where I was when Trump came down the escalator live. I remember where I was, who I was with, and what I was doing on September 11th when the planes hit the building. I was right here on the radio with Steve. I remember where I was, and I remember the day with complete clarity, the day that the Challenger exploded. Right? You know, some of you that are a little older, before my time, they used to, everybody, you know, people remembered where they were when Kennedy was shot, right? Your parents and grandparents, they remember where they were when Kennedy was shot. I wasn't alive then. But people that were, they'll tell you. You could go in. You could go into a retirement community with the most severe cases of Alzheimer's people living there and ask them where they were when Kennedy was shot. They tell you. And I remember President Kennedy gave a speech once, and he said there are 2 days that we all remember where we were and what we were doing when we found out about them. The day President Roosevelt died and where we were when the Japs bombed Pearl Harbor. President Kennedy said that in a speech. I can't remember if he was president or running at the time. They don't get it. When we've got this great man, Donald Trump, and we can all remember where we were and what we were doing and who we were with when he came down the escalator, this is a movement they just don't understand. And they are helping Herschel Walker. They don't even realize it. They think they're hurting Herschel Walker, and they're helping Herschel Walker. Now, after the first break, I'm going to play some of the audio. But I'm here to tell you right here, right now, that if it were true, and I don't believe it is, I wouldn't care. Now, he's not on my ballot here in Florida. I can't vote for him. But if he were, I'd be voting for Herschel Walker. These people don't understand what's going on. If you look at the history of political movements, usually establishment, they lose their grip and they lose their control because they don't understand what the people want, the will of the people. They don't understand. The Queen just died. Remember how out of touch they were when Princess Diana died in that accident? They made that whole movie about it, The Queen, because they were in their bubble at Buckingham Palace and they didn't understand that the love of the people around the world had for Princess Diana. They didn't even lower the flag because she wasn't a royal highness or whatever at the time. And then they did it, and then they realized that's what's going on. So we're going to take our break, our first break. I got an announcement. I made a major life decision, and I'm going to tell you about that when we get back. I'm serious. But you got to stay tuned, all right? Our number, 888-GO-KANE-1. Do you believe Herschel Walker? But if he did it, do you care? 888-465-2631. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. We'll be right back. Herschel Walker. But if he did it, do you care? 888-465-2631. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane.
Oh, man. All right, guys. So call me on the... I'm going to get into this on Herschel when we get back. Oh, man. All right, guys. But got an announcement I'm going to make. And this is a big one. Truth really upsets many people. It's an acronym for Trump. I'm wearing a new pair of Vans, and they are so comfortable. Vans last me like 6 months, then I get a hole in the toe. That's like... I'll show you. They're so new, the price tag's still inside.
Show. On the air since 1977. It's the Steve Kane Show.
Yes, it is. We are back. Oh, man. So we're going to get back into standing with Herschel Walker and the importance of it. Wait till I'm going to play for you CNN. They just were having a meltdown over Herschel Walker. Oh, man. And we'll get to that in a minute. But listen. Over the years, and it's happened even recently, people like Richie the bus driver and others have been telling me for years that I need to get a concealed weapons permit. I'm a gun owner, and I have owned guns since I was 12 years old. My first gun at 12 was a .410 shotgun, and I own guns now, and there's only two that I've talked about on the air. I have a .38 ultralight, which I love. Had it for many, many years. And I got a Glock 48 too last year, which is awesome. That Glock 48 is really nice. It holds 10 rounds and it's thin, and it's really designed for concealed carry. And people have been telling me for the longest time that I need to get a concealed weapons permit. I need to carry. I was always resistant to it. I finally made the decision to do it. And I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it on Saturday, October 15th. And you are all invited to join me in this class. Now listen, Steve Kane and I are going to take the Concealed Weapons Permit course together on Saturday, October 15th at 10 a.m. The first 10 people, I'm going to give you the number. The first 10 people that call can take the Concealed Carry Weapons course, the Concealed Weapons course with Steve Kane and myself on the 15th for free. And when I say free, no strings attached. You get to take the course with Steve Kane and me for free if you're one of the first 10, and there's no catches to that. You just got to be there on the phone. You got to call Mike from Eagle Eye Protection Services and reserve your spot. I'm going to give out the number, 561-723-6191. 561-723-6191. And you not only do you get to take the Concealed Weapons Permit course with myself and Steve Kane, but the first 10 that call, you get to take the class for free. And there's no catch to that. You get to take the class for free. 561-723-6191. Call Mike at Eagle Eye Protection Services. Call right now. And because you want to be one of those first 10 so you can take it for free and reserve your spot. All right? 561-723-6191. All right, so Herschel Walker, I believe Herschel Walker, but if it were true, I would not care. But I stand with Herschel Walker. I believe Herschel Walker. CNN, which is going to... CNN and MSNBC, this is a big month for them. I expect every day, pretty much, to come in and have a new October surprise. I'm waiting for the one on Kari Lake. You know, they got a problem. When it comes to the ladies, it's hard to find, like, hookups and stuff. They can't, you know, most scandals involve sex with politicians. Women, a girlfriend, a hookup. You know, with the women, it's a little more difficult. But I'm waiting for the Kari Lake one. But right now we're dealing with the Herschel Walker one. So let me play this. CNN, they're just having a fit. Where is it? Okay, yeah, here it is. This is CNN's story yesterday on the Herschel Walker abortion story.
Herschel Walker's Senate campaign now reeling, upended by an explosive report alleging that the staunch anti-abortion Republican paid for a girlfriend to get the procedure for a child they conceived 13 years ago.
I never paid for an abortion, and it's a lie.
Walker stayed behind closed doors on...
Boy, listen to how short the denial is. By the way, that's from his Hannity interview, which I'm going to play in a little bit. His denial, they put it in there, but it's almost like subliminal. Well, who was that? Did I hear that? Did I hear something? His hardcore denial, I never paid for an abortion, it's a lie. But they put it in there just like a subliminal thing so they get credit for having the other side. How about going to Herschel and interviewing him, CNN, instead of this subliminal thing they dropped in?
Staunch anti-abortion Republican paid for a girlfriend to get the procedure for a child they conceived 13 years ago.
I never paid for an abortion, and it's a lie.
Walker stayed behind closed doors on Tuesday, with his aides refusing to disclose his schedule, even after they initially agreed to say where he would campaign this week. CNN, however, did obtain an invitation to an event hosted by prayer warriors for Herschel at a Baptist church in Atlanta. But CNN was not allowed to cover the event or wait in the parking lot.
Yeah, good. Because you're creeps and you're fake news and we're on to you. I love it. They wouldn't let CNN in. This wasn't a Herschel Walker event. These were supporters, and they were smart. You know, I met a lot of listeners up at Mar-a-Lago. Remember I went up there after the break-in a few times that week? and these fake news people were there. Every listener I met, I said, don't talk to anyone unless they're conservative media, with some exceptions. You can talk to Sky News Australia, Fox News, OAN, Newsmax, but don't talk to CNN in particular, I would tell people. And they go, so CNN, why won't you let us into your Herschel Walker group? Well, maybe because you're CNN. How about that?
Even as a leading conservative activist, Ralph Reed came outside to defend the candidate.
And I was right. That was Ralph Reed. I'll tell you, that guy looks great. He does. He looks a little bit like Howdy Doody, but he has not aged a day.
I will promise you this. The voters of Georgia are going to reject this kind of gutter politics.
Can you tell Herschel Walker to actually come out here and answer these questions himself?
This is a closed event. It's a prayer event with faith leaders.
According to the Daily Beast, Walker in 2009 reimbursed his then girlfriend $700 for the cost of the abortion.
How do they determine that? They got a check to him. He talks about the check. When we get to the Hannity thing, I'll play it. But when he wrote the check, did he write a $700 check to this anonymous girl who Herschel says he doesn't even know who they're talking about? He says he helps people and gives people money all the time that are in need because he's been blessed and is successful and he helps people. Do they have a check where he writes in the memo for abortion? I don't think so. I really don't think so. Oh my goodness. And this thing about a receipt. You know, I go to my primary care physician. I do not have health insurance. Well, I'm what they call self-insured. That's a nice way to say you don't have health insurance. I pay for my own medical care. Shocker, right? And when I go to my primary care physician, I pay with cash. And they give me a receipt. And all it tells me is the amount for the visit. It doesn't tell me what they were checking me out for or what they were doing. Do they give receipts at abortion clinics? Do they? Do they give receipts at abortion clinics? And if they do, what do they say? Do they say, like, first trimester abortion, $525? What do they say? And this was in 2009. Who keeps a receipt for 13 years? Today, I got coffee on the way in. I've already lost the receipt, just like yesterday. You know how many receipts I got yesterday? I was all over the place. It was a busy day. I don't have receipts for anything yesterday. But she has a 13-year-old receipt that we haven't seen for an abortion? Really? Back to CNN.
The woman was not named, and CNN has not verified the report. But the Daily Beast reported obtaining a bank deposit slip with a copy of Walker's personal check.
Well, that doesn't mean... well, if CNN... Let me ask you this, CNN, fake news CNN. If you can't confirm it, why are you going public on your national broadcast and reporting a story as fact that you can't confirm? Wasn't there a time in journalism you confirmed a story before you went on national television with it? All right, let's take our break for the bottom of the hour. These people are sick. 1-888-465-2631, toll-free call. 1-888-465-2631. It's the Steve Kane Show. My name is Brian Craig. This is Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. We'll take our bottom of the hour break, and I have more. I stand with Herschel.
Making morning radio great again. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian.
Keeps the check, not the baby. That's a good one. I'm going to use that when I get back. Now listen, guys, call me on the air. The number's toll-free. Do you believe Herschel Walker? But if it were true, would you still support him? Those are the questions. That's right. Oh, man. No, I just hit the mute on them, Mike. I did not know there was a mute option. There it goes, back on. I did not know there was a mute option on the app that I use to stream with, and I was just testing it out.
It's hurricane season, and if you have a wet spot on your ceiling, you have a leak in your roof. When we had a leak in our roof at the Kane household, we called Tom Laporta. He's the best in the business. Remember, small leaks turn into medium leaks, and medium leaks turn into big problems. Call licensed contractor Tom Laporta for a free roof inspection. 954-604-4602. And tell him Steve Kane sent you.
Embark on a journey of romance this season at Banana Republic Factory with 50% off.
Oh my goodness.
Discover elegant tailoring, timeless outerwear.
Yeah, it's going to be an October surprise a day, and I'm gonna knock them all out every day. Like, remember yesterday, the Drudge Report had this ridiculous October surprise on Dr. Oz, that he killed a litter of puppies, Dr. Oz, through medical experimentation. Give me a break.
Bright Dental Care. The dental work is painless, and the prices are painless too. Call today, 954-922.
Oh man, welcome. Make sure you're subscribed. If you're new to my chat, subscribe, like the video, everyone.
954-922-4633, BrightonDentalCare.com.
Spin Car Wash, home of the crystal clear windshield. Come visit us today at Spin Car Wash and get 50% off select washes. Spin Car Wash has new lower prices on all packages. We offer ceramic coating, underbody wash, wheel scrubbing and shine, carnauba wax, and much more. Don't forget, all our vacuums are free. That's right, we said free. Spin Car Wash, your local express model car wash.
No, I was just testing out the mute button. I just discovered it was there. It's been there all this time. I never knew,
We'll see you here.
and it works.
Have you come into contact with someone who is sick? Are you traveling and need a COVID test? Same-day PCR testing is available at any lab test now at Boca in the Sandalfoot Plaza where the Western Beef is. South of Palmetto on the east side of 441. Open Monday through Saturday. No appointment necessary.
Research shows listeners prefer a personalized experience. So to help you remember, Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance. We personalize this ad for Amber, who really misses boy bands from the 90s.
Hey girl, I'm the cute one, here to tell you how Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
I'm the heartthrob. The only thing I love more than you is Sadie. And I'm the other boy in the band everyone forgot about.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show.
Yes, indeed, we are back. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Oh, man, and, of course, we are exposing the fake news October surprise against Herschel Walker. And the question I'm asking is, if it were true, and it's not, but if it were true, if Herschel Walker paid for an abortion, would you care 13 years ago, or would you still support him? I say I still support him. All right, let's go to the phones. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name's Dina from Rome, Georgia.
Hey, Rome. What's up? You've got the ability to cast a vote up there in Georgia. So, are you with Herschel Walker?
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I just watched a segment. I don't know if it was on Hannity or Tucker Carlson. His ads. They show her in a past interview of him holding a gun to her head. Well, what they didn't show, that little clip, they like to take little clips and they don't tell you all the rest of it, is that in that interview, Herschel was sitting right next to her, and that in the end of that interview, they talked about how they both found Christ through that difficult time in their life. Now, they're not going to show you all that. They're just going to...
Wait a minute. Did he put a gun to her head?
I guess they were having an argument. They had in one of their...
Well, that's not good.
Well, no, but I mean, he said that they were fighting.
Well, let me read this. This is from People Magazine, okay? It's what I just Googled it. We're doing this live, okay? A new political ad airing in Georgia is targeting Herschel Walker and spotlighting a claim of a violent episode from his past. The candidate's ex-wife appears in the ad, describes the alleged abuse she experienced at the hands of Herschel Walker, and says, Do you think you know Herschel Walker? Well, think again, a woman's voice says, as footage of Walker scoring a touchdown plays. Listen to what his ex-wife had to say about him. The 30-second ad, which was paid for by the Republican Accountability PAC, continues with a series of statements that the ex-wife made about Herschel Walker, which appear to be edited together. His eyes would become very evil. The guns and knives. I got into a few choking things with him. The first time he held a gun to my head, he held the gun to my temple, and he said he was going to blow my brains out. And her allegations against him are not new. Court records show she received a protective order in 2005 after their divorce. Walker says he doesn't remember these threats and has no memory of any of this happening. Well, let me tell you, our great President Donald Trump's first wife accused him of rape or something. Remember that?
But see, what they didn't show, Brian, was that in that little tiny segment of her talking about, their story time together, he was in that interview with her, sitting there with her, and that this whole thing was about how they found Christ and how, they turned their lives around.
Well, that doesn't cancel out putting a gun to someone's head, if that's true.
I mean, it does show her stating that, but that's all it shows.
Well, let me tell you, when people are going through divorces, terrible things are said, and during those type of things, I don't really pay too much attention to what people say.
Just little snippets of things. They're not going to tell you the whole story about situations.
I mean, if you go to death row, 3/4 of them have found Christ. That doesn't wipe away what they did. So I'm not that should. But Herschel Walker says it didn't happen, and I believe Herschel Walker.
Yeah, well, like I said, they can sound 1,000 times worse than what they really are. It's just really, I was really surprised when they talked about this last night. I was like, that's so, and especially from a minister or whatever the heck, that, I mean, ultimately they found Christ, and here he's smearing him. I mean, look at it that way too.
Well, let me tell you. This is going to sound crazy, and this is. By the way, thanks for the call. I'll share this with you, but thank you for the call. I appreciate the information. That'll probably be the next one they use against him. The way that the establishment look at the MAGA movement, I watched. There's a very interesting. I think it's 4 parts. I watched it last weekend. All 4 parts. I binged watched it. It was very good. It's on HBO. If you've got the HBO app, HBO Go, there's a 4-part documentary on the Iranian hostage crisis, and it's fascinating. And I remember that, but I was a little kid. I was in the 3rd grade when that happened. But I remember it happening, but I didn't have an understanding. I was a little kid, and it was amazing. And when I was watching that, I said to my wife, I said, it talked about the Ayatollah, Khomeini, and all that, or they say Khomeini. They got a weird accent when they say, they got weird inflections. I call him Ayatollah Khomeini. They were talking about this movement of the Ayatollah in Paris and what had happened and this uprising. And I told my wife when it was over, I said, the Uniparty, the Republican and Democrat establishment and the mainstream media, these never-Trumpers with Trump derangement syndrome, they think of Donald Trump and us as that. They think that Donald Trump is an Ayatollah Khomeini-like figure, and we're a bunch of radical zealots trying to take over their country. They really do. They think we're nuts. They think this is crazy what's going on. And let me tell you something. This is not your grandfather's Republican Party. Not that that was bad. But back in the 80s and 90s, and I was thinking about this because Ralph Reed was in that CNN piece that I played. The Christian Coalition was a very good thing, and they did a lot of good, the Christian Coalition. But they didn't get Roe v. Wade overturned, did they? No, they didn't. Donald Trump did. And he did a lot of other great things. And, President Trump, he really changed the Republican Party in so many ways. the Christian and I'm Christian, I'm Catholic, I believe and accept Jesus as my Savior. Please don't misunderstand any of this stuff. But the Christian Coalition and other Christian groups that were very prominent in the 80s and 90s in the Republican Party were costing the Republican Party lots of elections. And Donald Trump changed things a little bit. You know, I remember that there was one moment I thought we were in trouble with, and I'm not talking about the Access Hollywood tape, when he was on an interview, President Trump. I can't remember who was interviewing him. It was in an auditorium on a stage, and they'd asked if Caitlyn Jenner could use the ladies' room at Trump Tower, and he said yes. And I thought, oh boy, we're in trouble. The Christians, the Christian coalitions, you know, the 700 Club, you know, people are going to come. They're going to come after him, and oh boy, it didn't turn out that way. The Republican Party is still a party of moral Christian people, but it's also more than that. And we've got a big picture here. We're separating our religion a little bit from the party. But the Never Trumpers that are in the Republican and Democrat establishment, they're still running like it's 1988 or 1996. And they think that this story with Herschel Walker is going, oh, those Christian Bible thumpers, they're going to drop him. It's not going to happen. We got a big picture here. That's why, you know, there was a lot of controversy on the Dr. Oz race. And I said, listen, Trump has endorsed Dr. Oz. We got to do and support what Trump did. This is different. We're in a different area right now. That's the way it is. And they don't understand it. So the rest of this month is going to be filled with other surprises. What they are, I have no idea. They're surprises. They're not telling us in advance. But we'll deal with them like we're dealing with this one. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. I'm Brian Craig. We'll take our last break of the hour, come back with more calls and a lot more. We've just started. Don't go anywhere. Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. I'm Brian Craig. We'll take our last break of the hour, come back with more calls and a lot more. We've just started. Don't go anywhere.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show on Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
If you have rare coins...
fits your lifestyle and needs at an affordable rate. Call Debbie at 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080.
An honest auto mechanic, you probably don't think they exist, but one does. Eddie at Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca will never do a repair on your vehicle that your vehicle doesn't need. He works on all makes and models, new, old, classic cars, even hybrids. Champagne Automotive Repair is the official mechanic of the Steve Kane Show. Call 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101. Make sure you tell him you heard about him on the Steve Kane Show.
I invite you to join me at the Delray Beach Chamber of Commerce, because here we're all about community. With like-minded people and businesses, the Chamber will help your business grow, and you get to connect with people that will become your best friends. Weekly events give you ample opportunities to learn alongside talented professionals. At the Delray Beach Chamber of Commerce, we are better together. Become a member at delraybeach.com.
Think you might have COVID? Have you come into contact with someone who is sick? Are you traveling and need a COVID test? Same-day PCR testing is available at any lab test now of Coral Springs on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood near the Coral Square Mall. Open Monday through Saturday. No appointment necessary.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
Yes, yes. Oh, man, did you guys notice how chilly it was this morning here in South Florida? Oh, my goodness. I almost went back inside the house and put on a jacket. Oh, man, it's chilly out there. But you know what? We've got the solution for that, right? MyPillow. You know, Mike Lindell has been canceled by these woke corporations like Walmart. They'll no longer carry MyPillow products. They're trying to put the guy out of business. You know, Mike Lindell had a case in front of the Supreme Court. They wouldn't even hear it. He is being sued for over $1 billion with a B. He went to the Supreme Court and asked them to toss it. They said no. But none of this stops Mike Lindell. He continues to do what it is that he does, and that is support Trump and the MAGA movement. And he's been a supporter of us here on the Steve Kane Show for many years, Mike Lindell. And as we wake up, even in sunny South Florida with chilly weather, as we get closer to winter, Mike Lindell and MyPillow wants to make sure that you are warm and cozy. Have incredible deals I'm going to tell you about right now. When you use our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, listen to this. You got to use our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout at MyPillow.com. Save up to 65% off the MyPillow blankets, MyPillow comforters, and MyPillow duvet covers. MyPillow's down blankets, go look at these on MyPillow.com. The MyPillow down blankets and down comforters, they're cozy, they're fluffy, they're very, very soft and comfortable. The MyPillow down blankets are 500 fill. They come in twin, queen, and king sizes. The MyPillow down blankets use white goose down. Most competitors have duck down or some other fake alternative to it. White goose down, it's better, like everything else Mike Lindell does, high quality, because it has superior insulating power. Keep you warm. Everything is hand selected. The feathers inside are sorted by hand, and only the smallest, softest, most delicate feathers are used. The baffle box construction helps reduce cold spots and keeps feathers from moving around the inside of the blanket. You know how that goes. There's a beautiful satin ribbed trim to them. They look luxurious. They feel great. If you need more weight for the colder months, they have down comforters at MyPillow.com that come in 600 fill and even 700 fill. So go to MyPillow.com. Save up to 65% off these blankets and comforters. You'll love them when you use our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. You can also order by phone, toll-free, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879, promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. All right, yeah, so they're going to have these October surprises. We're going to have to deal with them, but we're moving to a different era now. We're not going to cancel ourselves. You know, in the old days, and this is true, not that before Trump came down the escalator, if there was a Republican in office or running for office and a story came out like this girlfriend abortion 13 years ago, that'd be it. They'd be out by Friday. They'd have press conferences and apologies. Gloria Allred would be at a press conference with the woman. Now, I got another question for you. Let's say she got an abortion. What's that got to do with Herschel Walker? Do you know throughout your life, guys, if a woman you have been in a relationship with has had an abortion or not? How do you know? And if you found out, how are you responsible for that? She didn't even say that he took her. What her BS story says is 5 days later he gave her a check for $700 that she claims was for an abortion. That's after the fact. This is crazy. So then Herschel went on with Hannity. And it was nice. Hannity, he didn't talk over him. It was very nice. This is Herschel on Hannity about these allegations.
So they're claiming that on September 12th of 2009 that the woman has a receipt for an abortion. They're claiming that 5 days later on September 17th, you sent a $700 check.
By the way, okay, Now, back to this abortion receipt. The Daily Beast has showed a get well card that he signed. They say they've seen the abortion receipt. Why haven't they shown this? Who keeps an abortion receipt, if there's even such a document? You know who? An extortionist. They keep it for some cashing in later on because it's a celebrity.
And that you sent it in a get well card. The get well card, it looks like it's included with your signature in the article. Have you seen it? And is that your signature?
I haven't seen it, but I can tell you, I send out so many get well, send out so much of anything. But I can tell you right now, I never asked anyone to get an abortion. I never paid for an abortion, and it's a lie. And I'm going to continue to fight. I tell you, that's what they want. They want this seat. But right now, they've energized me even more. And they're not going to take the seat. So they better work it even harder because they've jeopardized my kids. They've jeopardized my family. They think they can threaten me. They think they can scare me. Right now, all that done is has energized me more that I'm going to fight and win this seat for the great people of Georgia, because to have someone in the seat that lies to the people shouldn't be in the seat as a senator.
There you go. There's the denials. The Daily Beast didn't even contact Herschel Walker for comment. I wonder why. I love CNN. We can't confirm this, but we're going to report it anyway as fact. Never heard of such a thing. Anyone who stands up and runs for office as a proud MAGA Republican, you got to salute those people because they're up against it. They're up against it. The things that they say, the things that they do, they will stop at nothing. They will slander you. They'll go through your whole life. My goodness. That's all I need are old girlfriends of mine giving interviews. Oh my goodness. What I used to tell all my friends this, it took me a long time to understand this, but back before I was married and my friends were dating and stuff, I would say every relationship you're in is a countdown to a breakup. All these relationships end badly. Would you want people going to your ex-girlfriends for interviews? Oh my goodness. They wouldn't have anything good to say about you. It ended badly. So then they got Herschel Walker's son. Let me play some of this. This is Herschel's son.
I stayed silent as the atrocities committed against my mom were downplayed. I stayed silent when it came out that my father, Herschel Walker, had all these random kids across the country, none of whom he raised. And my favorite issue to talk about is father absence. Surprise, because it affected me. That's why I talk about it all the time, because it affected me. Family values, people. He has 4 kids, 4 different women, wasn't in the house raising one of them. He was out having sex with other women. Do you care about family values? I was silent lie after lie after lie. The abortion card drops yesterday. It's literally his handwriting in the card. They say they have receipts, whatever. He gets on Twitter. He lies about it. Okay, I'm done. Done. Everything has been a lie. And so for the right to say I'm being suspicious for saying, hey, I'm done with the lies, when you all have been calling me saying, is this true about your dad? Gosh, we're not going to win Georgia, this candidate, all that.
Okay. So that's the son. Who cares? Who cares? When Ronald Reagan ran for office, he was the first man who had been divorced that had become president. I almost said pregnant. Getting like Biden there. Little Biden moment. So what? He's been married. He was a football star. Are they suggesting that a guy who's a nationally known NFL star was a player? Oh my goodness. Are you kidding? Come on. He wasn't a priest. Okay, we know. He was a NFL player, college player. I don't know what teams, I don't follow, but you're telling me that he had lots of girlfriends and all. You're kidding me. You mean a guy that's on the road his whole life and famous, and a football star with the NFL and big guy in college, he was probably big in high school too, that he had multiple girlfriends? I am in shock. We're not electing priests I don't care what his son says about him. Who cares? I'm sorry that he has a bad relationship with his son. That's a terrible thing. But I'm not electing him to lead the Fathers Club, okay? We're electing him to vote yay or nay based on what Donald Trump tells him to do in the Senate. Okay? I'm not electing him we're not voting for Father of the Year. If what the kid's saying is true, I don't care. We want MAGA Republicans to take over the Senate and vote yay or nay based on what President Trump tells them to do. That's it. This other stuff, who cares? All right, our number 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. Oh, man, I know a lot of you that have been impacted by Hurricane Ian here in Florida have called Tom Laporta, and he has come to help you. And if you have been impacted by the hurricane, call Tom Laporta. He'll never sell you a roof you don't need. He's a good MAGA guy. He'll take care of you like he did with Steve in his house, especially if you have an HOA. Oh, man. If you have an HOA situation, if you have a condo board, he can help you with that big time. Very good. Steve's HOA hates him, and Tom had to deal with them because of some of the work Steve was having done, and I thought, oh, he's in trouble now. Tom Laporta took care of it, not a problem. He is a maestro when it comes to dealing with HOAs. Now, no matter where you are in the state of Florida, he can help you. From the Panhandle to Key West, everywhere in between, including over on the west coast of Florida, he can help you. Tom Laporta is a Florida roofing and general contractor, which is the highest level of contractor's license in the state of Florida. And the work he did to Steve's house was phenomenal. Steve's new roof is beautiful. He basically rebuilt Steve's whole house because Steve had neglected it and it was so damaged. Call Tom Laporta. Like I say, he's a good MAGA guy, and this number rings directly to Tom Laporta's cell phone. 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. You can find him online at laportacontracting.com. One more time, 954-604-4602 for Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting. All right, callers on hold, stand by. We're going to take our top of the hour break, come back with your calls and much more. We've just scratched the surface. I stand with Herschel Walker. I believe Herschel Walker. But if all these things are true, so what? I don't care. And I don't think you should either. But do you? I want to find out. 1-888-GO-CANE-1 is our number. Call us on hold. Don't go anywhere. We'll take our top of the hour break and be right back.
The new Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 is here. WWNN Pompano Beach, a VCMG live radio station. From the Tweery's Rare Coins and Jewelry Weather Center. Tweery's, the most trusted dealer in rare coins, fine jewelry, precious metals, and more since 1982. Here's the Oldies weather forecast.
Good day, everybody. Hope you're off to a great start. Feels good outside after a front pass through. Weak front, but low dew points this morning. Highs today only in the lower to mid 80s with partly cloudy skies. I'm WPBF 25 First Warning Meteorologist Sandra Shaw.
Steve Kane Show.
Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 on
Hold on.
social media.
Steve Kane Show. Hold on.
Funny memes and keep in touch with other good time oldies lovers. Facebook and Instagram at Oldies South Florida. True Oldies. Traffic check.
Oh my goodness.
In Boca Raton, a multi-vehicle crash is still blocking 2 right lanes along I-95 heading southbound approaching Yamato Road. Delays on the approach back to Atlantic Avenue. Expect a couple extra minutes in drive time. The turnpike is still accident-free and moving up the speed from Boca Raton to Jupiter. No incidents right now on the surface streets, but there are some more buildups on Boynton Beach Boulevard heading westbound towards 441. Also on Southern Boulevard eastbound coming out of the Acreage. Also light traffic on Military Trail heading northbound passing PGA Boulevard. This report is sponsored by Audible. This fall, find everything you love listening to on Audible, from memoirs and true crimes to celebrities and sci-fi. Audible is the home of storytelling, audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. Sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com. That's traffic. I'm Chris Vaughn.
Steve Kane Show.
Here's your True Oldies.
Yeah, hold on. Oops.
President Biden just toured hurricane damage in Puerto Rico Monday, and today he will be in Florida to see devastation from
Search and rescue efforts are still underway.
Johnny Louder of Naples swam down a street to save his 84-year-old mother's
I'm texting with my wife.
flooded her home.
Whispering in my ear like,
By the way, did you guys check out my podcast last night, Blacks for DeSantis? It's an awesome podcast. Make sure you check it out.
But sadly, some were never able to make it out. More bodies being pulled from debris as crews comb the hardest hit areas. The death toll has topped 100 across Florida, and it's unclear how many people are still missing, so that number is expected to keep going up.
ABC's Rita Roy reporting. Governor Ron DeSantis telling ABC News that there will be a review of decisions that local officials made before the storm hit. Some critics say people should have been evacuated sooner. This is ABC News.
Dad, I don't feel good.
I'll grab the Vicks Dayquil Kids, honey.
Isn't Dayquil just
Oh, man.
Actually, Vicks Dayquil Kids, honey,
Well, thank you guys.
just for kids, specially designed to treat kids' most bothersome cold symptoms quickly with a honeylicious
Oh,
tasty
man.
flavor.
There's only one opening on the board.
What else kids like?
Dayquil Kids, honey, first.
My daughter woke me up last night at about 1:45 in the morning for something. And that's fine. I'm happy to get up and help my daughter.
Opinions are like apples. Everyone's got one. Get yours in the Steve Kane Show.
Oh, yes, my favorite rejoin right there, because it's so true. All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Radio Show. Flow Rida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. There is only one opening on our board. We're talking about the October surprise against Herschel Walker, and I'm here to tell you I don't care if all of it's true. I don't believe it's true, but if it is, so what? I want to hear what you all think. 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. Let's go. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian, it's great for DeSantis.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Listen, Brian, I vote for Herschel Walker, absolutely. But let's not kid ourselves. 4 children with 4 different females. What are your thoughts on
Oh, maybe if you say it slower, it'll sound more. Say it again. You said it really slow. 4 children.
I'll say it again. 4 children with 4 different mothers.
Oh, my.
Thoughts on that?
None. I don't have any thoughts on it. No. No, I don't. No, I don't. I don't care. I don't care. No, I'm not lying. I don't care. You care? That bothers you?
Bro, yes, absolutely. There's a thing called, first of all, a condom, right?
Oh, really? Yeah.
And listen, that's immoral. That's not a good Christian behavior.
I don't know. I mean, it seems to me, I don't know, maybe this is just me personally, but every once in a while, it happens a lot, actually. I'll get a message from someone on Facebook or an email or something, and I'll find out I got a brother I never knew about, or a sister I never heard of before, or an aunt. I have found out I had an aunt once that no one in the family had heard about before. You know, all that Ancestry.com stuff. You know, people get these DNA tests and they get in touch with you. So what? So what does this mean? He's got 4 kids, 4 wives. What?
I mean, he's not the sharpest tool in the shed. We know that. I love Herschel Walker. By the way, he played for the University of Georgia, won a Heisman Trophy.
Awesome.
Went on to the Generals and played in Trump's league that went under, and then he went to the Dallas and the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, so now that you've shown people you know something about sports, so what? So he's got. Well, this isn't a sports show, okay? If this were sports talk, I'd have to know all that, but it's not. I know you know what teams he played for. You're great. Maybe yeah.
Owned that went defunct.
Well, the whole USFL went defunct. Okay, but listen, slow down a second. So he's got. Don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to do on the air. When I come to your work, you can tell me what you can tell me what to do. You're at my work right now. Okay. So Herschel Walker has 4 children by 4 baby mamas. Is that what you're telling me?
What are your thoughts?
Zero. I don't care. He could have 10 children by 12 women. That's possible.
Good luck with your Christian values, your Catholic values. If that's what you really think.
Well, no. This is see, since you don't think, Okay? Since you just have mindless talking points you haven't thought about, I'll give you my response to that. For women, listen, so what? I don't care. It doesn't impact my thoughts towards him voting yay or nay based on what President Trump tells him to do in the Senate. But I do know this, that if we let a Democrat take over that seat, you want to talk about Christian values or morality, that's the polar opposite of that on every issue. So, no.
I open my statement with, I vote for him still because that very reason you're stating. But if you're real with yourself and your audience...
I am not voting for a man to be the leader of my church. If I were voting for the man that was going to be the leader of my... Greg, you tell me what to do one more time. I'm going to move on to another caller.
Like I said...
Okay, so slow down. So if Herschel Walker were running to be the leader of my church, I may not vote for him for that. But to vote yay, nay in the Senate... Well, it depends on who he's up against. It depends on what the circumstances are behind that. President Trump has how many children? By 3 different women? So what? So what?
You have one wife. Most people have one wife and have children. When you have 3 wives, 4 wives...
Well, no, excuse me. Steve Kane's had 3 wives. I guess. For him...
You don't answer questions honestly. Be up.
No, see, these are things I just don't care about. So President Trump has 3 wives, one sadly just passed, and children with each one. So what?
No, not Marla Maples. Not Marla Maples.
Tiffany, he had Tiffany with Marla Maples.
What do you think of that marriage? That was a debacle.
Okay. I remember when Donald Trump married Marla Maples, I thought he was marrying down a little bit. So he went back to the European supermodel, for the 3rd time. So what? So what? So he's been married, he's got how many children with 3 wives? So what?
You judge opposing people that are against you differently than you do Republicans, MAGA, period. That is an honest fact. If this was a Democrat, you'd be ripping him. 4 kids with different mothers. Who is this guy? That's the honest truth. And your audience, they're not going to call in and support me. I know that.
Well, no, there's a lot of things to factor in. Did he abandon these wives and children? Did they go without? Were they hungry and homeless because Herschel was out playing the field and didn't help? There are factors that would come into it, but I don't know about that.
His son is online telling people what a bad father he is.
So what? His son's, what's his son do for a living?
What does he do? I don't know.
He's an internet influencer who makes a living getting views, hits, and clicks and followers online. So his son is going to say whatever he has to say to get as many people watching him as possible on whatever platform he spews his poison.
Do you think if he had a good relationship with his son, a positive one, a father that was there for him, do you think his son would be online doing stuff like that? Be honest.
I don't know. At this day and age, I tell you, these Generation Z and millennials, they do all kinds. How many of them kill themselves trying to get a cool picture for an Instagram story? No, this new generation of influencers online do crazy, stupid things for attention online.
If he had a good relationship with his father, and we don't even hear about the 3 other kids that are out there, they're adults by now. Who knows?
So what does that have to do with him being in the Senate? The other guy ran over his wife's foot with a car, and he claims to be a preacher.
You're out here supporting his moral turpitude.
No, I did not. I said I don't care about these things. If they were all true, if he paid for the abortion, which I don't believe he did, but if he did, I wouldn't care.
I don't care about the abortion issue. I mean, he probably, who knows if he paid for it. You just don't.
I know you don't care. All right, Greg, since you don't care. No. You said you don't care about the topic, so we'll move on. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Rich in Buffalo, New York.
Hey, Buffalo, what's up?
Hey, first of all, like you, I don't care what he did. You know, this other caller was talking about Christian values. What I did and what other people did in their past, people change. They get better, you know. If he did, which I don't believe he did, he might have did it back then and now...
Well, it depends on what he did. Now, let me give you an example. If we found out that it looks like he gave her a check 5 days after she claims to have an abortion. That means if she did it, he had no part of it because he would have given her the money in advance to pay for it. He found out after the fact. But if he had taken, like, say, an underage girl for an abortion, then we'd have a conversation if it were true. But 13 years ago, some woman that he was dating when he was single claims that she had an abortion that he reimbursed her for 5 days later. I mean, so we're going to let some liberal guy who wants to pay for everyone's abortions all day and all night forever be in the Senate? I don't think so.
Well, they also say, you know, my body, my choice. It was still her body, her choice. He didn't.
Well, they're saying it makes Herschel a hypocrite. Let me tell you, are you married?
Yes, I am.
How do you know, and none of us know, if our wives have ever had abortions? I mean, I don't think, you know, and if you know what? And if she, how is that a statement on you? Right? How's that a statement on you if a woman, without your knowledge, goes out and has an abortion? That doesn't make you a hypocrite. It makes her a liar.
A murderer.
Yeah, this woman is such a high moral character. She didn't save the baby, but she sure saved the receipt, apparently, she's claiming.
Exactly. Couldn't save the baby, but saved the...
But she's got that receipt. She took care of that receipt for 13 years. But the baby, oh, you know.
But thanks, Brian. And my anxiety is so high from that other caller. I don't know how you do it, but you do a great job at it.
All right. Hey, listen, thanks for the call from Buffalo, New York. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. Steve will be joining us at the bottom of the hour. Callers on hold, stand by. 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. Back right after this. Bottom of the hour. Callers on hold, stand by. 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. Back right after this.
Wake up and smell the truth.
Steve Kane Show.
The Steve Kane Show with
Steve Kane Show.
Morning 6 to 9 on Oldies
Hold on.
95.3 and 96.9.
If you or a loved one own jewelry, coming to Palm Beach County for a special 3-day event. You heard right. The most cash for your jewelry, diamonds, rare coins, watches, sterling silver, and collectibles is happening now. The biggest cash for your items is happening now at one location, Tweeries of Green Acres. America's biggest buyers of precious metals, all under one roof for this exclusive buying event. It's happening today.
Oh, man. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. And everyone, please like the video. Only one opening on the board right now. How many children does President Trump have? Don, Eric, Ivanka, Barron, and Tiffany. Right? Is that 5? Ivanka, Don, Eric, Barron, and Tiffany. Yeah, 5. Yeah, 5 children, 3 women. So what?
Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them. Plump, tender, and delicious. Crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside. Everything homemade. Nothing comes out of a can. Dozens of specialty sauces that will make your mouth water. Wings Plus, located in Coral Springs, a mile west of University on the south side of Sample Road.
You're pregnant. How far? 1 month?
I know you're excited to get back to the topic. And
Oh, hold on one second. Let me. Oh, I like that mute button. I can have a private conversation during the break. I like that. Oh, man. All right, here we go. Coming back.
Just 60 seconds and you'll be racing for the phone. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Yes. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Radio Show. There is only one opening on our board at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. That's 888-465-2631. Callers on hold, stand by. Huge announcement on the program today. You know, people have been telling me for years I need to get a concealed weapons permit. I need to carry. I'm a gun owner. And but I've never had a concealed weapons permit. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at what's going on with these looters over in the West Coast. Got a story on that with Ron DeSantis later. So I have finally made the major life-changing decision to go and get my concealed weapons permit. That's right. And I'm actually going to take a concealed weapons permit class with Steve Kane on Saturday, October 15th. And you are all invited. Now get this. I'm going to give you a number in just a moment. So get a pencil, get a pen, write it down on your notes on your phone. The first 10 people who call Mike at Eagle Eye Protection can take the concealed weapons permit course on October 15th with me and Steve Kane for free. No strings attached, by the way, right? The first 10 who call, you can take the concealed weapons permit course with me and Steve Kane for free. I'm very excited about this, and I've got 2 carry weapons I cannot wait to carry. My Glock 48 and my 38. I only carry one at a time, but that Glock 48, I love it, and I'm going to start carrying after I take the course, and I'm going to get my permit. So here's the number. Again, call Mike at Eagle Eye Protection Services. Call right now. And I'd recommend you don't take too long to do this. Take the concealed weapon permit course with Steve Kane and me, and the first 10 who call, free. And again, no strings attached. Free course. Here's the number. Call Mike right now at Eagle Eye Protection, 561-723-6191. 561-723-6191. And by the way, you can take it with your wife, your husband. You can bring a friend. 2 people can come. But the first 10, free. But you got to call Mike at Eagle Eye Protection right now. Lock that in. 561-723-6191. All right? How excited. I can't wait. Yes, I'll be carrying. That's right. Concealed. 561-723-6191. All right. We're talking about Herschel Walker and this October surprise slander. And just let me recap. I believe Herschel Walker. I don't believe he paid for an abortion. I believe Herschel Walker. But if it were true, I don't care. Some guy, if it were true, and it's not, but if it were true, he paid for one abortion 13 years ago is the claim. So because of that, if it were true and it's not, we're going to let a guy have that seat who wants to pay for everyone's abortion forever and ever? And by the way, have us pay for it with taxpayer money? I don't think so. So I want to know what you think. Do you believe Herschel Walker? But if it were true, do you think we should support him, yes or no? I say yes. All right, let's go. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
John Okeechobee.
Oh, hey, John.
I get frustrated with these people because you're kind of thing.
You've got a really bad phone connection, John.
Shut up.
Oh my! You're on the radio, John. You gotta yell. What? If you're on hold, stand by. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness! It's my fault that your phone sucks. Gee whiz. Gee whiz. Oh my goodness. Oh man, 1-888-GO-KANE-1 is the number. Oh, man. Richie the bus driver. Oh, my goodness. I don't think I'll have to use the dump button with you, will I?
No, I heard what he said.
Well, because you're on hold. You're on hold. It did not go out on the radio. If you're on hold when something is said, you can hear it on hold. It is funny. I wish these words were allowed, but they're not.
Yeah. Now, here's the deal, Greg. Greg, too, okay? You wasted time calling up, trying to prove that Brian is a hypocrite, and that was the purpose of your damn call. You're getting to the point where you're really ridiculous. The fact of the matter is, whether it be President Trump with 3 wives, whether it be Herschel Walker paying for abortion, all of this does not affect our life. But getting these people elected affects our life.
That's right.
The White House.
President Trump has 5 kids with 3 women. Herschel has 4 with 4. So what?
Right, because the fact of the matter is, if a Democrat gets in, we're gonna have 87,000 IRS in.
Yeah, and we're going to pay for everyone's abortion.
We're going to have a man who's going to pay. We're going to pay for everything.
Yeah, women won't have to call Herschel Walker for abortion money. You and I, the taxpayers, will just cover it.
The country in the last 2 years has gone into the toilet bowl, and Greg, too, to prove you're a hypocrite, wants the country to totally be demolished.
Yeah, but he recited Herschel Walker's Wikipedia football career pretty well, so he knows something about football.
Walker is a born-again Christian who might have been a dirtbag, but he's changed his life around. It's not like this is the same guy, and it's either smoke.
No, but listen, Richie, and this thing about, she claims with this abortion, she didn't save the baby, but she saved the receipt for the abortion. Give me a break. That's so ridiculous. You know, she has a check. Let me slow down, Richie. Slow down, Richie. She has a check 5 days after the abortion, she claims. That if all that were true, that tells me he had nothing to do with it. If he would have gone with her and taken her, we could have a discussion. If he would have given her the money in advance, we'd have a discussion. There's no evidence that any of it is true. In fact, what the story they put out there seems to be quite contrary to it being true. But I'm just here to tell you, if it were, I wouldn't care.
Total hit job, regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Supposed to be a preacher putting out this garbage. This is when they are desperate. They go for the personal.
Well, don't you think it's suspicious? The Daily Beast has released these get well cards from Herschel, but they haven't shown us the receipt for the abortion that they say she produced, and they could block out her name.
Absolutely, and regardless, like you said, I don't care. You know, not for nothing. I don't want to change your subject.
No, please, no. Don't change the subject. The phones are hot. We're not changing the subject. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's John again.
Can you not use the bad language this time, John?
What's that? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, oh, thanks.
It frustrates me to hear these people say, well, because you're a Christian, you gotta believe it or act that way. You know, Christianity is an internal thing. It's a hard thing. It's a hard change. And to judge people for what they did 30 years ago, or 10 years ago, or even last week sometime, is just not right.
Yeah.
You know, people do change.
Well, do you believe that Herschel Walker paid for this abortion 13 years ago?
Sounds flaky to me. It sounds flaky to me.
Yeah, it sounds pretty sleazy. Yeah.
Sounds like somebody set somebody up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. He's fighting Warnock, or Warlock, I call him. That guy is a dangerous.
Okay, well, I almost had to hit I got to run for a break. Almost had to hit the dump button again. John gets very frustrated. He's, obviously has difficulty. Thanks for the call, John. All right, listen, callers on hold, stand by. Steve Kane will be joining us. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. After the bottom of the hour break, Steve Kane will join us, and we will go back to our calls. And we'll continue with this. If it's true, I don't care. I don't care. We're not finding a guy to be the minister of the local church here. We're voting for a guy to vote yay or nay when Donald Trump tells him to in the Senate. That's what we're looking for, okay? I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back right after this. To vote yay or nay when Donald Trump tells him to in the Senate. That's what we're looking for, okay? I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back right after this.
Bringing the heat to your radio every morning. It's the Steve Kane Show on Oldies 95.3 and 96.9. The greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s coming up this morning at 10 a.m. From the Tweery's Rare Coins and Jewelry Weather Center. Tweery's, the most trusted dealer in rare coins, fine jewelry, precious metals, and more since 1982. Here's the Oldies weather forecast.
Good day, everybody. Hope you're off to a great start. Feels good outside after a front pass through. Weak front, but low dew points.
Steve Kane Show.
Highs today only in the lower to mid 80s with
Hold on.
cloudy skies. I'm WPVF 25
Steve Kane Show.
meteorologist Sandra Shaw.
Hey, Mike, hold on. I'll be right back, guys.
On social media. See what's happening in the community. Have a laugh with some funny memes. And keep in touch with other good time Oldies lovers. Facebook and Instagram at Oldies South Florida. True Oldies. Traffic check.
In Boca Raton, a multi-vehicle crash is still blocking two right lanes along I-95 heading southbound approaching Macho Road. Delays on the approach are back to Atlantic Avenue. Expect a couple extra minutes in drive time. The turnpike is still accident-free and moving up to speed from Boca Raton to Jupiter. No incidents right now on the surface streets, but there are some more buildups on Boynton Beach Boulevard heading westbound towards 441. Also on Southern Boulevard eastbound coming out of the Acreage. Also light traffic on Military Trail heading northbound passing PGA Boulevard. This report is sponsored by Audible. This fall, find everything you love listening to on Audible, from memoirs and true crimes to celebrities and sci-fi. Audible is the home of storytelling, audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. Sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com. That's traffic. I'm Chris Barr.
Brian Craig here. I've suffered with massive pain at my knee for years, but not anymore. It's all gone, thanks to Dr. Appleton and his laser away pain system. I'm in studio right now with Dr. Appleton. Dr. Appleton, how'd you do it?
By treating your knee pain with laser, treatment is simple and no side effects. I have robotic lasers that have a wonderful effect on joint pain. These are all FDA approved.
Now, you don't just help with knees. Tell the listeners what other areas you can help them with.
Any joint I can do: shoulder pain, hip pain, sciatica, stenosis, arthritis, tendonitis, bursitis, from the foot all the way up to the neck.
Dr. Appleton is a chiropractic physician, and with the laser away pain system, there's no injections, no surgery, and no drugs. He's open 6 days a week, and same-day appointments are available. Call right now for your free consultation. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And make sure to tell Dr. Appleton you heard about him on the radio.
This is Steve Kane. I want to tell you about my favorite restaurant in all of South Florida, Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them. Plump, tender, and delicious. Crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside. Everything homemade. Nothing comes out of a can. Dozens of specialty sauces that will make your mouth water. Wings Plus, located in Coral Springs, a mile west of University on the south side of Sample Road.
Florida Luxury Cabinets is your local cabinet showroom right in Boca Raton, specializing in custom cabinets and countertops, providing luxury design and installation, each style embodying a distinct character and a vibe that's unique to your personality and style. Stop to our showroom at Florida Luxury Cabinets for your free consultation. Florida Luxury Cabinets, 2621 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton.
Steve Kane Show.
61646
Yeah.
8560. That's 561-646-8560.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new and used tires. I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do tire repairs at very low prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
Hear that music? That means it's Christmas shopping season again. And when you're Christmas shopping, there's no better place to go than MyPillow.com. And with our promo code KANE at checkout, KANE, you will find the lowest prices ever on top MyPillow products. Right now, order your MyPillow My Slippers for $90 off in all sizes and colors for both men and women. The MyPillow that 20% off too. There's also incredible savings on the 6-piece My Pillow towel set, the 100% Visa cotton dream sheets, the My Pillow bathrobes. Whatever special you see at mypillow.com, you can take advantage of it with our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout at mypillow.com. You can also order over the phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E.
It's hurricane season, and if you have a wet spot on your ceiling, you have a leak in your roof. When we had a leak in our roof at the Kane
He's not going to sue his son. That'd be crazy. No one's going to sue their kid.
Small leaks turn into medium leaks, and medium leaks turn into big problems. Call licensed contractor Todd Laporta for a free roof inspection. 954-604-4602. And tell him Steve Kane sent you.
The Steve Kane 2023 Mega Cruise is right around the corner. We leave January 28th on the Celebrity Apex out of Fort Lauderdale. First stop, San Juan, Puerto Rico. Then Tortola in the British Virgin Islands.
This shirt is a cool shirt, but the material for the printing kind of sticks together a little bit, so I had to stretch it out.
Shore excursions, on-board activities, and a whole lot more. On the line is Ian from Cruise and Travel Depot. Ian, why should listeners book right now?
I blocked my group space during COVID during the height of the pandemic, so we got some incredible deals.
Call Ian right now and lock in your cabin. 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779. Join us as we celebrate our...
What platform is Herschel Walker's son on? Is he a TikToker? What is he?
No liberal stowaways allowed.
Live, local, and in your face. The Steve Kane Show with on Oldies 95.3 and...
Yes. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. Every line on the board is lit. Good morning, Steve. I'm doing great now. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, it's beautiful. Now, before we go to the phones, I do have an important question to ask people in this listening audience. Are you in pain? Are you in pain? I used to be. You know, tomorrow will be a month since I went for the laser away pain treatment from Dr. Philip Appleton, and a month I'm pain-free. My knee pain, it's gone. It hasn't returned, and it's really life-changing. I have more energy because, you know, when you're in pain all the time, Steve, it takes the energy out of you. Now, the laser away pain system works on more than just knee pain. Any joint, shoulder, elbow, fingers, neck, but more than just joints, arthritis, bursitis, work injury, sports injury, sprains, strains, chronic pain, herniated discs, rotary tears. If you've got pain, Dr. Philip Appleton can help. He's open 6 days a week, the 6th being Saturday, and it's always a no-charge consultation if you mention you heard about Dr. Appleton on the radio. I'm going to give you the number in just a moment. Make sure you mention you heard him on the radio when you call so you can take advantage of that no-charge consultation. It's also important to say that you can see him today. Walk-ins are welcome because Dr. Appleton knows when you're in pain, you need help, you need relief, and you need it now. With laser away pain, there's no injections, no surgery, no downtime, and no drugs. Medications just mask the pain. They don't really fix it. So give Dr. Philip Appleton a call. You can find him online at AppletonChiro.com. His number, 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710 for Dr. Philip Appleton. All right, what do you want to do, Steve? We got a full board. What do you want to do? All right, hold on. I got to do something first. Okay, hold on. We got to wait a minute. Let me give out the number, 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. What we've been talking about so far is Herschel Walker. I'm telling you, I believe Herschel Walker, but even if it's true, I wouldn't care. I'd still support him. All right, let's go to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm in Georgia. I am a Herschel Walker backer.
Oh, okay. Agostino is in Georgia. Okay.
That's right. I'm in Georgia, and I know that Donald Trump had him on The Apprentice. Now, Donald Trump backed Herschel Walker. He even had him on his football team. Remember when Donald Trump owned the football team?
Mm-hmm.
I think this Warnock guy, he's been putting this Herschel Walker, they're making me sick. And I am sick and tired of hearing this bull where he drags this lady out. And I don't care about that. I care about getting a Republican in the office.
That's right.
And taking care of business.
Yeah, see, the Democrat wants to pay for everyone's abortion. Well, wants us to pay for everyone's abortion, not just one 13 years ago.
Well, what I'm saying is Herschel Walker's a good man.
Yeah.
Donald Trump backed him. I mean, what do you think? What do you think? You think Donald Trump's going to back somebody that's a loser?
Yeah, in fact, you know, a caller in the last hour says he has 4 kids with 4 women. It sounds like he's pro-life, not pro-abortion, right? If he had 4 women with 4 abortions on them, then we could have a discussion maybe. But 4 kids, 4 different women? Sounds like he's very pro-life.
Well, I'm going to tell you what right now, right? You and Steve brought up a really hot topic in Georgia. As far as I'm concerned, I'm voting for Herschel Walker.
That's right.
Warnock.
Well, Georgia is on our mind. Agostino, tell all your fellow Georgians about this program. Oh, man. All right, that's one opening on the board at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, how you doing? This is Mike calling from New York.
Hey, Mike.
I noticed that with Greg's party in power, right? 100% Senate, House, presidency. He didn't say one word about the highest gas prices in history, highest inflation in 40 years. I think the market's down about $7 trillion. And about the 87,000 new IRS agents. There were open borders, New York City. I mean, it's crazy. They just shut down Randall's Island where all the kids play to host illegals. And one more thing.
Well, no, before you get to the, hold on, Mike, because you brought up a short list of the suffering of Americans under Biden's corrupt, failed leadership. But what Democrats are very short-sighted and stupid. They would say, yeah, but at least Donald Trump's not in the White House. That $7 gas and the $7 trillion lost in the market. At least Trump's not there. That's how stupid they are.
Steve, you there?
Yes, I am.
Steve, yeah, I just wanted to tell you, do you remember Calvin Murphy? They called him Tiny Archibald. Remember when you...
Calvin Murphy?
Yeah, Tiny Archibald in the NBA. He was the best point guard there ever was to play the game in basketball. Tiny Archibald.
Okay,
you don't remember that name?
No, that's okay. What's your point?
Okay, the point is he had 14 women, never was married, 9 different children. Tom Brady, he's on his second. First, he had a kid with getting married. Now I'm just saying. Now he had a kid with Giselle. Yeah, he's getting a divorce. Doesn't make Tom Brady a bad person. Now I'm just confused. Did he have an abortion, Herschel Walker, or did he pay for an abortion?
No.
Right?
They're claiming.
The story is that he paid for one.
And she kept the receipt, but not the baby.
The thing that makes it, the proof that he had, or that she claims she had, was a get well card from Herschel to her, and this is something I know a little bit about because of the autograph part of it. I'm a collector. If it was a personal missive that she was sending to Herschel, I find it hard to believe that he would put his uniform number on it.
Oh, really?
Do when you're dealing with an autograph collector.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm skeptical about that.
Do you have a Herschel Walker signature on your USFL helmet?
I not only have a USFL helmet signed by Herschel, and I'm looking forward to the day that I meet Mr. Trump because I'm going to give it to him to sign. He was the owner of the New Jersey Generals. And
Brian, please, before you hang up on me, I know you got a full board of calls. If I got a woman pregnant and I'm against abortion, and she wants to get an abortion, how can I tell her not to? And I think I should be credited for paying.
And her claim is, first off, I know this is an important point on this to me. A couple things, okay? She claims to have a receipt from this abortion 13 years ago. I love it. She didn't keep the baby, but she kept that abortion receipt, and she cherished it for 13 years. And I'm going to use it a lot today because nobody else has done it yet. And Oh, that's a good one. And she nourished and took care of that receipt for 13 years. That receipt starting 7th grade this year. But here's the thing. Here's the thing about that, though. Here's the thing about that. Who the hell keeps an abortion receipt? Do abortion clinics give receipts? This check she's talking about is a personal check from Herschel Walker that she claims that they say is 5 days later. Okay? The Daily Beast has shown in the article photographs of the get well cards, but not the abortion receipt. Why not? And so far as a check, Herschel Walker, who he denies everything. He says he gives money to people all the time and always has because he's been blessed with success. And, my wife donates money not just to charity but to individuals all the time, and sometimes she sends them a check. I don't, we think they're doing something with it. We don't know, and there is nothing about this story about Herschel Walker that doesn't stink. The whole story stinks.
I want to just put it for a second. Just want to put it in perspective for you. This is October. October is crazy in an election year. Count on surprises, they call them October surprises, every day, mostly on the part of Democrats. Republicans don't rely on this because we have issues we can point to that make us look good. Democrats don't have that, so they rely on personal attack, most of it made up.
Mike, we got to run, Mike. We're up against the break. No, you're right. I told you yesterday, when a Republican has an October surprise, the FBI breaks into their house and takes it from them. So we don't have them. All right, now listen, we're going to take our last break of the hour. Callers on hold, stand by. Only one opening on the board. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane is here. Our number, 888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. I believe Herschel Walker. Do you? Back after this. Kane is here. Our number, 888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. I believe Herschel Walker. Do you? Back after this.
They're the most polarizing talk show hosts in all of South Florida. The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Morning 6 to 9 on Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
If you have rare coins, diamonds, silver, and you're looking for a fair price, no further than Query's Rare Coin Dealers. I'm Dean Muccio. Query's is family-owned and operated, and have been in business for over 40 years serving South Florida. Query's pays you a great price for your valuable items. Call them at 561-649-COIN. That's 561-649-2646. Or go to their website, TWERYS.com. You know, one thing I love about Query's Rare Coins and Jewelry, the family atmosphere. You can tell they love what they do. Kevin, who's fourth generation, he said that
Steve Kane Show. Oh, hold on.
Query's Rare Coins and Jewelry. Tell him Dean Muccio sent you.
Do you suffer from neuropathy, back pain, shoulder pain, or osteoarthritis? Stop the suffering and stop the pain. Call White House Medical Center, 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation. When you mention you heard them on the radio, 754-222-6642, 754-222-6642, online at lighthousemedicalcenter.com. Businesses don't run on automation or algorithms alone. What powers businesses are your people and the people they serve. At Cintas,
Oh, man. What a day. What a day.
employees feeling safe, comfortable, and performing their best. So your business can too. For workwear, essential cleaning products, first aid and safety supplies, and fire protection services, visit Cintas.com. And get ready for the workday.
Hear that music? That means it's Christmas shopping season. When you're Christmas shopping, there's no better place to go than mypillow.com. And with our promo code Kane at checkout, KANE, you'll find the lowest prices ever on top of right now.
Well, out of the Freedom Soup, out of the 5 to 10% that believe the story, what percentage of that 5 to 10% care? And it's going to change their vote. The Democrats will believe it because they want to believe it and tell you it's important because they want it to be. Make sure you're subscribed, by the way. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. And everyone, make sure you've liked the video. Click those notification bells. And if you have not, after the show, go and listen to my podcast from last night. It's the video before this one. Blacks for DeSantis. Here we go. Coming back. Ah, yes, we are back. I'm Brian. Steve is here. It is the Steve Kane Show. Now, I want to tell... Yeah. Oh.
This is important. So a new sponsor is going to be coming on, and I want to make sure everybody has a fair shot at this. So I'd like to tell you about our new gun sponsor.
Well, yeah, I want to tell people about this, and you're going to hear a lot about this. People have been telling me for years I need to get a concealed weapons permit. And I have been very resistant. I am a gun owner. I own many guns, and I have my whole life. I've owned guns since I was 12 years old. My first gun was a .410 shotgun. I have many guns now, including my Glock 48 and my 38. The other ones are none of your business. I've talked about those two in the past. And I am finally going to get my concealed weapons permit. And on October 15th, which is a Saturday, Steve and I are both going to meet with Mike at Eagle Eye Protection and take his concealed weapon permit class. And you are all invited. Now, here's the thing. Now, listen to this. This is very, very exciting. It is not complex. It is very simple. The first 10 people that call Mike, okay, you get to take the concealed weapons permit class for free with Steve Kane and myself. The first 10 who call Eagle Eye Protection and speak with Mike, you get to take your concealed weapons permit class for free. And by the way, there's no strings attached to that. I don't want you to think anything like that. Free! Free! The first 10. And you get to take it with me and Steve Kane on October 15th. It's a Saturday. I'm going to give you Mike from Eagle Eye Protection's number right now. Write it down. Call him now and reserve your spot. And by the way, I would call now if I were you guys to take advantage of being one of the first 10 and getting the free course. You can bring your wife, you can bring your husband, your significant other, right? So here's the number. Yeah. 561-723-6191. 561-723-6191. And again, the first 10 who call, you get to take the course with us for free. And I'm looking forward to finally being able to start packing, Steve. And so, yeah, everywhere I go, I'm going to have to buy some new weapons that are a little smaller for when I'm wearing shorts, because I wear shorts a lot too. All right, so let me give the number again, 561-723-6191. That's Mike from Eagle Eye Protection Services. And join us in this class. He's a top expert and trains top people in very highly specialized jobs. This is a great opportunity to get a free concealed weapons permit course from a top-rated instructor.
One of the first 10 I would call early. I would call today.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how long. I have a feeling the free ones are going to get snapped up real quick.
That's right. Again, 561-723-6191. All right, there's only one opening on our board. We're talking about this October slander. They call them surprises. I call them slander. We're going to have a bunch of them. I'm waiting for the Carrie Lake October surprise. I'm waiting for that one. There hasn't been one yet. But that...
She looks like a pretty pristine candidate to me.
Well, it's hard, Steve, to get... Most October surprises involve sex scandals, and that's harder to get on the ladies.
Like the kind of lady who would get involved in a sex scandal.
Well, she used to be a Democrat, and she supported Barack Obama. So, yeah. Yeah, so but President Trump used to be a Democrat, as was Ronald Reagan, but in her...
A Democrat.
Yeah, so was I. Then I grew up. But I'm waiting, because Carrie Lake is certainly, they're paranoid and freaked out about her. All right, let's go.
For her, that's for sure.
You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian and Steve. Great show, guys.
Thank you.
a little difficult to talk about, so bear with me, and also have a sinus infection.
Okay.
Now, it's a little bit different, but in 1989, I was in a very abusive relationship, and we had a fight, and my husband kicked me in the stomach.
Oh my God.
By the way. And I did go to the hospital because I was bleeding, and the doctor basically told me that I shouldn't keep the baby because it was just hanging by a little string. It wasn't even 2 months old. So I did go and get an abortion, so it's very difficult. But I did not get a receipt. I did not get a receipt. What I did get was like discharge papers of how to take care of yourself after the abortion.
Well, you know, I would like to hear other women. You don't have to tell the whole story, but abortion clinics and stuff, you know, that's a very controversial thing. I just don't see them giving you a receipt that says, for first trimester abortion services, $525, or second trimester abortion. You know, I just don't see that happening.
Were you planning on being pregnant, or was this
No,
a surprise happening for you?
I already had 2 children with him, and no, it was a very big surprise. Yeah. But back then it was $300, and you did not get a receipt.
No receipt for your abortion. I'm shocked. And what are your thoughts on how this woman, she didn't keep the baby, she kept the receipt, she says, and she cherished that receipt for 13 years as it's about to enter the 7th grade. I mean, isn't that, what kind of person would keep such a thing, an abortion receipt for 13 years, other than an extortionist perhaps, but what other type of person would keep a receipt like that?
Yeah, exactly what you said, like somebody who's wanting to hurt the other person.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I don't know why anyone would want to keep a receipt from something that's so horrible in your life and just have it there, like,
to cash in down the road, make money down the road, if it's true.
Can I ask a question here? And I appreciate your calling in. What was the aftermath like for you? We don't hear enough from women after they have had abortions. And if you don't mind me, I don't mean to be offensive, but did you have a difficult time emotionally dealing with it?
You can't open carry in Florida.
Yes, Steve. And the whole time during the abortion, I cried, and they just kept telling you everything's going to be all. But no, not everything. Every day of my life, I think about that child. I think about how old he would be. I think about, is it a girl or a boy? And it's something, it's stressful. It's very hard. It's horrible.
And how long have those painful thoughts been with you? And have they gotten any better over time?
Since 1989, but I do still cry, and I do still feel very bad about it. And I did go to my church, and I did repent for it, even though the circumstances were a little bit different. They didn't think I could carry the baby the whole way, so.
What happened to the scumbag guy you were married to at the time that assaulted you?
Absolutely nothing. Craig, Brian, Coco Brian.
Yeah, Coco Brian, that's my name, yes.
Absolutely nothing. He was not charged with manslaughter because the baby was not even a month old, not even, it was like a month and a half, so they couldn't.
Well, no, what I mean is, did you leave him right away then, or did you stay in the abusive relationship for a while?
Did not.
Good for you.
I had children, and I went to a women's battered shelter, and they helped me to get a divorce, and they helped me get an apartment and a job.
You know, let me just, tell you, over the years, Steve and I both have had calls from women like you who tell their abortion story, and they're always traumatized, and it's emotional. So, thank you for sharing. I've never heard of a woman keeping mementos like almost like a serial killer would, like this woman claims, right? The Herschel Walker check, the get well card, the abortion receipt. It seems it just the whole story stinks. It's absurd.
It just doesn't make any sense. imagine if I would have kept like the discharge papers. Oh, have to take care of yourself. It's just very sickening, like a serial killer kind of thing. I don't know, like very.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, listen. Thanks for sharing.
Hey, how are you doing now?
I'm very emotional. Steve, it's hard. It's really hard to think about it. I think about what if I didn't see what happened, but the doctor said it was just hanging by a thread, that I was going to lose it anyway, and I should just go ahead and do it.
No. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And I do appreciate you sharing with us.
Absolutely.
Has God played a part in helping you heal?
It's helping. By the way, I did get married again, and I did have another child, and he was another surprise. But I kept my child, and I would keep every other child, and I would encourage every woman to bring life forward, because it's what it should be. That little child has a life, and it does have a future.
Yeah. All right.
I really appreciate you calling in and sharing that. And I also would like just to throw in a thought that I have run into situations in my family, which is an very extensive family. But when these things come up, what has always bothered me is the choice women that deal with it's always can I have the baby? Should I have the baby? And if the answer to that question is no, the assumption is that the alternative to having the baby is abortion. If you can't have the baby, you're going to have an abortion. That there is another alternative, and it's one that I have been blessed with in my life, and that is the adoption alternative. So it's not necessarily just a choice between taking the life of the child or through abortion or not taking the life of the child. There is somebody it may not be a right time in your life for you to have and raise the child, but there are people out there that are desperate to. There's always a home.
Steve, we're up against the breaks. By the way, caller, thanks for the call. Yeah.
I hope it helped.
Yeah. Now, those of you on hold, stand by. It's the Steve Kane Show. Steve is here. I'm Brian. We'll take our top of the hour break. Come back with our calls right after this.
All right.
Now, those of you on hold, stand by. It's the Steve Kane Show. Steve is here. I'm Brian. We'll take our top of the hour break. Come back with our calls right after this.
The new Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 is here. WWNN Pompano Beach, a VCMG live radio station. From the Tweery's Rare Coins and Jewelry Weather Center. Tweery's, the most trusted dealer in rare coins, fine jewelry, precious.
Oh my goodness. Oh man. Oh my goodness.
Here's your True Oldies ABC News Update. You'll thank us later. The Steve Kane Show.
All right, callers on hold, stand by. Steve, I gotta tell everyone about how they can get the free doorbell camera from Sloman's. Let me tell you, I have doorbell camera. It'll change your life. Obviously, it makes you more safe and secure. You always get a notification. You know who's at your door, and you can have an alarm system and all of that, and that gives you added safety. But it's so nice. Like when we were at Anne Marie's for lunch on Sunday, I got a little notification on the phone, and there was someone at my door. And I wasn't even home, so I took out my phone and took a look to see who was there. It was someone delivering packages, but that's, it's nice to know. You can always see in high definition your front door day or night, and it's wonderful. And there's many other benefits as well. It has night vision. It records, so there's a video record of who comes to your door. Call Sloman's, and they'll tell you how you can get a free doorbell camera right now. Here's the number, 833-283-5050. 833-283-5050. Okay, guys? You will love it. It'll change your life. All right. There's other things, but you want to finish up on the callers on hold. Some people have been holding for a while, Steve. All right. 1-888-GO-CANE-1. I've lost track of what order everyone's called in, so I apologize, everyone. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. Vincent Wellington.
Hi, Vince.
Yeah, calling in about Herschel and Warnock. This whole scandal of 13 years ago, this is just like the Democrats anyway. Their playbook is kind of getting old, and it's always got something to do with a personal attack from some source, from some
anonymous source.
Yeah, I feel that this is just a scandal cover-up, really, because Warnock himself is a bad candidate. I followed the election of Senate election that I believe was.
Well, didn't Warnock, the Democrat, his wife said he ran over her foot with the car or something, right? Well, that's what happens when you run people over with cars. I mean, what's that about? Oh my goodness.
Had a video camera that took the whole video, or whoever.
How's this man walking? I just have an idea if I ran over my pregnant wife's foot, that I'd get arrested.
All just part of their schemes and their playbook. They feel it's weak. That's what.
Well, listen. Here's we've been very serious, but just to take the tone a little more serious. Herschel Walker is terrifying to them. Herschel Walker is the equivalent of a slave escaping Mazza's plantation and going to the north and telling everybody the horrors of slavery. Okay, Herschel Walker. I don't even know what football. I know he played on the New Jersey Generals because a couple callers mentioned it. I don't watch football. I don't know what teams he played on in pro, college. Well, okay, but even though I don't know that, I know who Herschel Walker is. He's one of the most famous men in America, and he has been his whole life. And when someone who's that famous and well-known gets elected as a MAGA Republican to the United States Senate, which basically is a lifetime job, that's a clear and present danger to the Democrats, stranglehold they have on the black vote that they're losing more of each and every election cycle. This is only the beginning with Herschel Walker. He's one of the biggest threats to them. Black voters, they see a guy like Herschel Walker. Everyone loves Herschel Walker.
And that's the part of why I'm just disgusted that they're even trying to pull some late attack on this. I mean, in the campaign itself, this whole campaign, they've been downsizing and downplaying this guy. The most of what they're doing is just showing they're radical, and this dude Warnock.
Well, I'll say this. This October surprise was a mistake. I think it helps Herschel Walker, and I think it helps him a lot.
Yeah, I think it makes him look stupid because it's so irrelevant. If you're a Democrat, you're not going to be looking to vote for a guy that cares about life anyway. You know what I mean? These people are for abortion, so if you're for abortion, then what the hell do you care if this man did it 13 years ago? It's all a front. It's all a fake.
Yeah. That's right. Hey, listen, Vincent Wellington, thanks for the call. You're on.
Brian, it is.
No one, yeah, told you.
Fire him out.
Yeah, this isn't the 80s. They even have Ralph Reed from the Christian Coalition defending him yesterday. Good morning. You're on the radio, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, good morning. This is Faith from Michigan calling.
Hey, Faith.
Hey, Faith, what's up?
Hi. Okay, I've been listening to the program and I'm calling in about this Herschel Walker, and the people who are opposed are trying to make a judgment on the man's personal life. What about all the good things that he'll do for this country? They're looking at they're looking at it as what kind of job is he going to do? Looking at it professionally. What kind of decisions was he going to make to do the good for the American people?
Well, that's right.
Personal life.
See, all a senator has to do is vote yay or nay. That's it. That's their whole job. You know? Yeah.
Personal life should be kept personal. We shouldn't be making judgments about how many wives his children that he's had. We're not hiring him to be our minister. We're not. We shouldn't be getting into his personal life. I mean, unless he's like a murderer or a criminal, which of course then he shouldn't be an elect anyway.
Well, I wouldn't say, it depends on what they do. Like, for example, Fetterman chased an innocent black man running. He saw a black man jogging and grabbed a shotgun and got in his car and hunted him down. I mean, I think that's significant. You know, because that goes to responsibility and all this. But this story with Herschel Walker is not even true. He went on Hannity. He said it's a lie. He doesn't even know who this woman is. They won't even tell him. You know, and I believe Herschel Walker.
Totally believe that too. And on another note, I'm going to use a little courage. The lady gave me some courage. The lady that called before. I too had a very horrible experience. I married a man, and he had kicked me in the stomach. Actually, he punched me in the stomach, to be correct. I'm thinking about her and me at the same time. But he took his fist and punched me as hard as he could. Then he kissed me. And I went to hospital, and I was bleeding, and they said there's no choice but to do the operation. And it was very traumatic. I'll never get over it for the rest of my life. It's that I just openly talk about. In fact, I just keep it as a closed book. But for these women that even think about having an abortion, it is a decision that will affect you the rest of your life.
What do you yeah.
Wait. This is so, I don't want to miss this moment. This is so very, very important. Because a lot of women, this is not the kind of counseling they give you when you go to a Planned Parenthood clinic. They make like everything's going to be okay. Just hop up on the table and it'll be over and it'll be forgotten. It's not. I'm so glad that you had the courage to call in and share with the audience the fact that it is something that does stay with you, and it's not a decision to be made without great thought. It is something that you carry with you. How are you doing in your recovery?
Well, it's something that I have to live with day to day. See, I had no choice because
How long ago was this?
I was between 27 to 29 years old, or a little bit younger. I tried. My mind kind of blocked things out, but then, even though I didn't have a choice in the matter, because the doctor said just losing, the baby would not have survived, and then my life was in danger because of internal bleeding. So even though I didn't have no choice of the matter at all, it still was really horrible. The next day I was crying, and then I had to go for follow-up care to the doctor. And then seeing the lady with a little boy in a carriage, then I cried more because it wasn't my fault. I wasn't signing up to have an abortion.
Yeah.
This was medically necessary, at the hospital.
Well, listen, we're up against a break, but thank you for sharing, but you did nothing wrong, and it sounds like the scumbag you were with was trying to commit an abortion on you.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I have to run because we're up against the break, but thanks for your call and thanks for sharing. All right, wow. All right, you're listening to the Steve Kane Show. Steve is here. I'm Brian, 888 go Kane 1. We'll be back right after this. All right, wow. All right, you're listening to the Steve Kane Show. Steve is here. I'm Brian, 888 go Kane 1. We'll be back right after this.
The Steve Kane Show, telling it like it is, whether you like it or not. Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
If you or a loved one own jewelry, diamonds,
and get ready to be triggered. The Steve Kane Show with
Yes, we are back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here, and Steve, Anne Marie's. You know, Anne Marie. It's so hard. You know, I've got the Anne Marie's menu here, and it's so hard to pick one. Everything I've had over there is so good, but there is something that I have not had that I'm going to have to order, that I've just been hearing incredible things about, and that is their Philly cheesesteak. They have great subs and sandwiches, and the Philly cheesesteak, which I am told they are very well known for, and I've talked to people who have had it, and they love it, and said, Brian, you and Steve got to talk about the Philly. It's loaded with steak. You can also get it with grilled chicken if you'd like. And I'm looking at a picture of it here, and it looks delicious. It comes in either regular or giant. Well, I'm going to get the giant. That'll be too me. Is it just me, or is everything I order, the portions are so large, everything I seem to take home and have another meal with, Steve, from Anne Marie's?
My third final day of that.
Oh my goodness.
Our Sunday trip over to Anne Marie's.
Yeah.
And I got the pizza. I'd been eating everything but the pizzas.
Oh yeah, the pizza's unbelievable. Isn't that crust? Oh.
Lover's pizza out of this world, and I've had it. This will be the third morning I'm having it for breakfast. It's absolutely unbelievable.
And remember, it family owned and operated, everything homemade, including the sauces and that one on your pizza. But I know what I'm going to order for the next appetizer. One of our listeners ordered this, and I saw it, and I had already ordered the toasted ravioli. Golden crisp fried ravioli bites served with their homemade marinara. Oh man, that's going to be my next appetizer. Toasted ravioli.
Don't forget the lobster ravioli.
Well,
delicious.
Oh yeah, and when the lobster ravioli was the first thing I tried at Anne Marie's. We ordered it as our first appetizer, and as soon as I took that first bite, I knew we were in a great restaurant because it didn't just taste great. That lobster is Maine lobster, and you can tell the lobster ravioli. You can get it as an entree or an appetizer. The appetizer, 3 large homemade raviolis stuffed with chunks of Maine lobster topped with goat cheese, lobster cream sauce as well. You can get that, as I said, either as an entree or as an appetizer. Everything is delicious, everything homemade. Anne Marie's is located in Pompano on the corner of Copans and US 1 Federal Highway. In the same plaza as the movie theater. Make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio. All right. Governor Ron DeSantis, did you hear him talking about the looters? Oh, yes. Let me play this. Apparently, this is crazy. We have undocumented illegals going over to the hurricane-hit areas of Florida and stealing from people. And Ron DeSantis had a press conference that the liberal media just had a meltdown over. This is America's governor, Ron DeSantis. Listen to this.
That in situations like this, we're not going to let bad actors exploit them. That means law and order will be enforced. That means individual Floridians' right to defend themselves and their homes will be honored. And we've had 4 looters that were arrested, I guess a couple days ago. And they need to be brought to justice, and we're not going to tolerate it. But 3 of the 4 are illegal aliens. And so these are people that are foreigners.
I like this guy in the background that started laughing. When Governor DeSantis said that, listen.
They need to be brought to justice, and we're not going to tolerate it. But 3 of the 4 are illegal aliens. And so these are people that are foreigners. They're illegally in our country, and not only that, they try to loot and ransack in the aftermath of a natural disaster. I mean, they should be prosecuted, but they need to be sent back to their home country. They should not be here at all.
No, or they should be in Martha's Vineyard, Governor. Maybe we should. My goodness. Being a looter is one of the most low-life things a person can be, isn't it? I mean, it's way down there.
Florida, it can be deadly.
Well, yeah.
We're a state when it comes to law and order where we mean business.
Oh yeah, people are gun owners in Florida, and when hurricane time comes around, that's when people make sure they've got guns and ammo and here in.
To give the number, which I failed to do first time around. For the gun.
Well, that's what I was leading up to, Steve. That's what I was leading up to. In Florida, most of us are gun owners here, and Steve and I are taking a concealed weapons permit course on October 15th. It's a Saturday, and I've put off getting a concealed weapons permit for the longest time, and I'll tell you, I've wanted one, not just so that I can carry. It makes you can get when you go to the gun show, you can get your gun and walk out, Steve. If you've got your permit, you know what I mean. So and so I've wanted it for that purpose too. And Steve and I are taking a concealed weapons permit course on October 15th. It's a Saturday with Mike from Eagle Eye Protection Services. And listen to this: The first 10 people that call Mike at Eagle Eye Protection Services can take the Concealed Weapons Permit course with Steve Kane and myself for free. And there's no strings attached to that, by the way. You can... That's right. I'm gonna give you the number here, and I would call now and lock in your spot. And I'll tell you, couples are welcome. Steve's bringing his wife, Lori. You can bring your husband. You can bring your wife. You can bring someone with you. Just tell Mike when you call, okay? Here's the number. Again, the first 10 who call, you get to take the Concealed Weapons Permit course with us at Eagle Eye Protection Services with Mike, who's a top instructor, okay, for free. 561-723-6191. 561-723-6191. But I got to tell you, Steve, we were talking earlier, this is going to be the month of October surprises because the Democrats are so desperate. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, they are desperate. They have no issues. And, a lot of what they're doing, Steve, they don't understand what's going on here with the MAGA movement. They just don't understand. And they think that, conservatives are, they think it's a bad thing that conservatives are Christian. And they think that if they bring something up that involves some type of immorality, like the abortion, okay, that this woman claims to have had with Herschel Walker's baby, that Christians will drop them if there's any type of immorality. And you've heard on the phones, I don't know how many calls we've taken on the air today. All of them MAGA conservatives, except Greg too. And every single caller, and I was surprised. I was expecting to get some who didn't, but every single conservative that called this program today said even if it's true, they don't believe it's true, but even if it were true about this abortion, they still support him. This MAGA movement is bigger than the establishment will acknowledge or understand. They just don't get it. And, before Trump came down the escalator, an issue like this, a candidate would be done. If this were 1998 or 1996, and this was Herschel Walker, and it was like 96, and this came out, by Friday he'd say, I know I'm on the ballot, but I'm done. He'd be over. It'd be done. But we're in a different phase now, and it's just not going to happen. There's a big picture here, and there's going to be a lot of nasty October surprises and slanders against a lot of other people too. They're not done with Dr. Oz. They're not done with Carrie Lake. And I got to tell you, they're not going to have one on Ron DeSantis because that's not even a competition against Charlie Crist. And have you noticed that Val Demings has disappeared? When's the last time you've seen her? She's running against Marco. She's gone. I mean, it's like she's out of the race now. Now listen, we're up against the break for the bottom of the hour. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane is here. I'm Brian Craig. We're going to take our bottom of the hour break. We got some other topics to touch on, but we'll also get back to your calls at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. We'll also get back to your calls at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631.
Tired of boring mornings? We serve controversy with your morning coffee. The Steve Kane Show. Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
need 3 seconds coming back, and we've had some problem with your distance.
Okay.
All morning. Thanks.
Steve. Mm-hmm.
Is 2 weeks from now, on January 5th. So it's a little late in the game to be getting the footage we're about to show you exclusively. This is footage of Rafael.
Steve Kane Show. Okay, hold on. Steve Kane Show. Hold on.
Here and a sneeze there. Your first thought is what? Uh-oh, I'm coming down with something. But did you ever think you might not be sick? You might have an allergy. Find out and have your allergies tested at any lab test now of Coral Springs or any lab test now of Boca. Any lab test now of Coral Springs is located at 955 North University Drive on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood by the Coral Square Mall. Give them a call, 954-906-5983. 954-906-5983. Any lab test now of Boca is in the Sandalfoot Plaza. That's where the Western Beef is, south of Palmetto and north of Hillsboro. Call them at 561-237-5009. 561-237-5009. They will test for both environmental and food allergies. No appointment is necessary. And make sure you mention you heard about them on The Steve Kane Show.
Now, back to The Steve Kane Show.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. Our number 1-888-GO-KANE-1. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian from Deerfield.
Hey, Deerfield. What's up?
Hey, Brian. There's no doubt, Brian. They just really miscalculated on this attack on Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker burst onto the national scene like 19-year-old. That's it. One of the greatest running backs in college football history at the University of Georgia. And the thing about him, he's been in the public eye for probably 30, 40 years, and he's just as personable off the field as he was on the field. And to try and take this guy down is terrible because basically he's considered like a native son in Georgia. And people love him down there, and they love their college football, and that's where he got his name starting from. So I think this has really been a terrible miscalculation. They couldn't take this guy down on the football field. They're not going to take.
Well, You know what it is. I was talking to the other caller. To have a high-profile black, iconic person get elected to federal office as a Republican is a nightmare for the Democrats. It really is. And put on top of it that he's a MAGA Republican backed by President Trump, and it's just devastating for him.
Goodwill amongst the people in Georgia that are going to try and overtake in this election. It's not going to.
Well, Democrats are pretty stupid. I mean, I was just reading during the break an article in The Hill. Ron DeSantis is 11 points ahead of Charlie Crist. Only 11 points ahead of that guy who used to be he was our Republican governor years ago. You know what I mean? Democrats are stupid. My take on the Herschel Walker, it's hard to say, we're not in Georgia, but in Georgia, I would imagine Democrats are going to believe it because they want to believe it. They hate Republicans. But I think it's going to get more conservatives to turn out and vote on Election Day than would have voted before. Yeah.
Conservative people down in Georgia, this is like a personal attack on them. A lot of people, they really love Herschel Walker down there. And this is almost going to be personalized when they see the way he's being attacked on.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll do anything they can to do it. But he's been sensational.
Well, I'll tell you, okay, when I was talking earlier about, Ralph Reed from the Christian Coalition he's got some connection to Herschel Walker because I've seen him a couple times in regards to Herschel Walker. And, the left, and that's the media too, and the Democrats, they think that Republicans are a bunch of Bible-thumping Christian Coalition people that will drop someone. I give you two examples. Mayor Giuliani, when he was very popular, right after 9/11, ran for president. And because he was pro-gay rights, he was creamed in the primaries because Christians wouldn't vote for him. Mitt Romney's a lowlife, but before we knew it, and he was running for president, 80,000 Florida Republicans did not vote for Mitt Romney because he's Mormon. And so there's a history of Republican Christians shooting themselves in the foot, to make a bold principle and give an election to, like I remember I got a call, and again, this is before we knew Romney was a lowlife, okay? I remember getting a call from a Christian lady, I will never vote for a Mormon. So I said, so you're going to let the Muslim be president? Where's the sense in that? So Christian voters in the Republican Party have done things like that in the past, and they think that the people that are running the Democrat Party are old as the hills, right? Pelosi, Biden, and all their cronies, and they're running a campaign from 1996 or 1988. They don't understand the MAGA movement, and they don't understand what's going on. This isn't Pat Robertson's Republican Party anymore, is what I'm saying.
This miscalculation on their part is going to cost them for decades.
Good.
Trump has built a solid foundation in there. And for them to overcome this MAGA movement, it's going to take a long time, if they can ever do it. I'm not sure they can.
No, yeah.
On a quick list, the list continues to grow for attractive female Republican governors who are either governors or will be. Carrie Lake, Kristi Noem, Tudor Dixon in Michigan.
I told you guys Tudor Dixon. You saw her speak at the rally.
Yes, I did. Yes, she is terrific. And we have some neighbors in there visiting from Michigan. They told us how bad it is in Michigan. Restaurants and bars closed for 8 months, just terrible. So they want a new governor. They want a new vote in a new direction. Well,
and I tell you this thing, sometimes it seems shallow, right? Because our women are better looking than their women. A lot of Democrat women are Democrat women. Most people are Democrats because they're angry at somebody. And if you're an unattractive woman your whole life, like Hillary Clinton or someone like that, you're angry at the world and you tend to go to the victim party, the Democrat Party.
In the political arena, somebody who's attractive and confident, that's going to work this election.
Now, the polls in Michigan, though, I don't follow polls too much, but I did look on Saturday at the Michigan polls just because I wanted to see what they were at, and they're not good for Tudor Dixon. But I don't follow the polls. I really don't believe in the polls. I just took a look.
I think 4 points, but her opponent spent like $22 million on campaign advertising. She was starting to wrap it up her.
Well, I don't say this out of partisanship. I mean, I don't like Whitmer. She's a Democrat. But when you see her face, she does not look sane. She looks completely mad. And she does this thing. She thinks she's Wonder Woman. When she speaks, she likes to stand, and then she does, and it's like a Bruckheimer movie. She has women standing behind her in this diamond formation moving out that she thinks she just looks so cool and powerful in. And that damn Fauci pillow she has in her office, she's awful.
You know, I've heard rumors that she's not too popular amongst her staff either, like Kamala Harris staff.
Yeah, but you know, Democrats, like I said, are stupid. And you know, I was at Target the other day, and I see people walking around with masks on here in Florida. I mean, you know, I took my daughter to the eye doctor, and here in Boca, which is a liberal town, you know. And a woman walked in without her mask, and and I went to the doctor's office with her. This was last week. They had signs up, maintain 6 feet, masks required. I didn't wear one. I sat down. I was waiting. I had my Trump shirt on. No one said anything. This woman comes in without a mask, and she says, I apologize. I don't mean to be unhealthy. I want to be safe. Do you have a mask I can borrow? This was last week. You know, so there's a bunch of loons out there.
Yeah, I know. I want to take all your time. I saw the DeSantis thing where you did the press conference and you were saying, if there's any looters here, I grab them out by myself and throw them out of the state. You know, I run that as another political ad too. This is my guy. This is my guy, no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's great. All right, take care. Take care. All right, yeah. You know, Ron DeSantis went to Harvard and Yale, and he played in the Little League World Series. I mean, he's like Mr. Perfect, this guy. It makes me sick. I hate you, Governor DeSantis, okay? Oh, man. Oh, if you're on hold, stand by. I want to tell people about Spin Car Wash. Oh, man. You know, Steve, you know, Spin Car Wash, they have an unlimited club. You can get your car washed as many times as you want in a month. It's absolutely amazing. Every month you can go as many times as you want in the course of a month, and they do a lot too, right? They start with the lava foam and foam bath. They shine your tires. They give your car a clear coat. They wash underneath your car. They're known for their crystal clear windshield process. They use triple foam. They pre-soak the vehicle. They wax your car. They use Wheel Bright scented soap. They scrub the wheels too. They dry it with a blower so it's completely dry. And they have incredibly powerful vacuums that are free to use. And I tell you, they do a great job. Taking my cars over there, and they look spectacular. They do a great job. Now, Spin Car Wash has 6 locations, 3 in Broward, 3 in Dade. I use the Commercial Boulevard location, which is just east of Dixie, next to the Wendy's, on the south side of Commercial. But if you want to find the other locations, go to their website, spincarwash.com. They're open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., and check out that Unlimited Wash Club. Get your car washed as many times as you want over the course of a month. Now listen, we don't have time before the break to take any more calls, so callers on hold, stand by. If I take your call now, we would just talk for a few seconds. That wouldn't be fair. So you hold on. We'll get to the calls after the break. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE 1, 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you're calling from. 888-465-2631. Also, if you ever miss a portion of the program, each day on our radio station website, oldiessouthflorida.com, about an hour after we sign off the air, the entire radio show is uploaded on the podcast section of oldiessouthflorida.com, and then they're archived up there. So if you miss a part of the show, you can catch it there, or maybe you've called in and you want to hear your call or take your call and show off to all your friends, go to oldiessouthflorida.com and do that, okay? All right, I'm vamping because we're supposed to take a break, but we're being delayed, Steve. So I'm out of vamp, but I can give out the number again. I don't want to start a topic or take a call. Oh, I wanted to talk about that after the break because I want to get into some more detail in that. But we'll get into that after the break. But even talking about not doing it until after the break is vamping. That's right. Yes. Okay. All right. So right here it is. Okay. It's time to check in with William Youngerman with the Gold Report. William Youngerman, good morning.
Good morning, Brian. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I can tell by the smile in your voice that the metals are doing well today.
Well, they're actually giving us a little bit of a buying up.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
After a major move over the last 2 days, we saw gold up just on Monday and Tuesday, a total of $65. Ooh. Yesterday, we closed up $25.50, closing at $1,726.10. Silver had a massive move up in the last 2 days, up $2.03 per ounce, closing out yesterday up 34 cents at $21.04 the ounce, while platinum closed up $34 yesterday for a total of $73 just in the first 2 days of this week, $932, and palladium was up $102 yesterday at $2,272. This morning, as you would expect some profit taking, we got a little profit taking going on right now. Gold down $15.90 at $1,710. It did get down as low as $1,703, testing that $1,700 number, and it held very nicely and has been coming back up. Silver down 82 cents at $20.22, while platinum is down $17 at $915, and palladium is down $87 at $21.85. So giving us a little buying opportunity today on a pullback after a major rally.
Well, that's great news. That's a great day for the metals when when they're priced well to buy. Now, if people are interested in getting involved in buying the metals, William Youngerman, and they've never done it before, they're insecure, they don't know what's going on, and they stop in or they call and they speak with you or one of your staff, can you help them out a little bit through the process to understand it?
Absolutely. In fact, when people come in and they're all kind of anxious about, well, I know I should own precious metals, but I don't know anything about it. By the time we're through talking with them, they can't believe how simple and how easy and how safe it really is. So just give us a call. It's a very simple process, and it's not as complicated as some would think. So
that's right. That's right. And those of you that are interested in pre-33 gold, William Youngerman, they have an expertise in that over there too. Those of you that are interested in pre-33 gold, which a lot of people buy exclusively, right? Yeah. Yeah. Now, William Youngerman opens up weekdays at 10 a.m. His number, 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010. Online, williamyoungerman.com. And you can stop right in at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. All right, William Youngerman, we'll touch base tomorrow. All right, back after this.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, yes, we are back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here, and I got to tell you, Steve, that, midterm elections, they're very often they're not very exciting. This one, I feel like an energy about this one. This is an exciting one. Well, but it's going to be saved. That's the
country into the ground, and now it's time for the comeback.
That's right.
The country right, and of course we got the right team to it behind all of this, these wonderful political happenings. Donald Trump.
That's right. Well, and and part of it is the Democrats don't even understand why they're losing popularity. They just have. I give you an example. Yesterday, Kanye West and Candace Owens did a bit of a publicity stunt. Did you see they went to like some fashion show wearing White Lives Matter clothing? Candace Owens and Kanye? Yeah. Yeah, and they brought people with them, models, and they had clothes that said White Lives Matter all over it, and it caused a buzz. And Kanye was talking about this real estate scam known as the Black Lives Matter organization. And they don't, to them, they're quadrupling down on all their. They don't understand. The Democrat Party has done something they cannot recover from. They have 100% lost touch with the pulse of the American people. That's it. I mean, they have, you know.
Well, and is the proof of the pudding, as I'm always fond of saying, is in the eating, and Election Day is going to be the big test. I mean, we were obviously filled with optimism. I certainly am. But hopefully the day after the election, we'll look around and say, we were right.
Oh, no, we're right. Yeah, that's right. All right, our number, 888-GO-KANE-1. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian, it's great for the 10 seconds.
We'll give you a special break today.
But you got to stop the lies about me. I told you I would vote for Herschel Walker, even though I think he's not the most moral person, having 4 kids with 4 different women, and
I can tell you're a big Herschel fan. I can tell.
Listen, Herschel.
You know, this is one of your most pathetic calls.
No, wait. Let me just intercede here, because we're at the end of the show, and I want to end it on a good note.
No.
Listen, Greg, you're repeating the call you made before.
Exactly.
No, I'm going to ask you.
Okay. Okay. I hung up on him. You said hang up on him, and you didn't have to say that twice, Steve. I did it already. I did it. As soon as I heard the huh and the hang, he was gone. I heard the H, and that was it. He was out. You know, let me tell you though. I want to comment on his call. He called in the 6 o'clock hour, and then he called here at the end. And this is what's happened here. Okay, Greg too thought that conservatives were going to turn against Herschel Walker through this story, and here he is 2.5 hours after his last call this morning, and he's heard nothing but strong circling the wagon support for Herschel Walker, and he tried to call back in at the very tail end of the show to try to do damage again, which failed during his first call, and pretty pathetic. You know what his name should be, Steve? You know what we should call him? Greg from the Lincoln Project, or Lincoln Project Greg. I don't know which one, but that would be a good handle for him.
Part of the problem is he's starting to think that the show revolves around him.
Yeah. No, we don't love you. I don't love you. Steve, you speak for yourself, Steve. Oh, yeah.
Speak for him.
You said we.
You gotta get over this feeling that the show is about.
Yeah. Now, callers on hold, stand by. Before we take another call, we have a huge announcement to make here for you, and this one's a big one, and I'm really excited about this. I am finally going to get my concealed weapons permit, and people have been telling me for years and years and years to do this, and all the time people tell me, and people are shocked when I tell them that I don't have a concealed weapons permit. And you tell me, Steve, that I shouldn't be telling people on the radio that I don't have a concealed weapon permit, and which is, you're right, that's stupid. Well, I am finally getting my concealed weapons permit, but before you get the permit, you got to take the concealed weapon permit course. And Steve and I, on October 15th, it's a Saturday, we are going to take the concealed weapon permit course together, and I'm going to get my concealed weapon permit, and I'll be carrying either my 38 or my Glock 48, and I'll probably have to buy another gun too, Steve, because why not? But I'm going to get my concealed weapons permit. I'm going to take the course with Steve, with Mike from Eagle Eye Protection Services, and here's the big announcement. Okay, the big announcement is, I'm going to give you the number in just a moment, so get something to write with and something to write on, because I'm going to give you the number and you're going to want to call right now. The first 10 people who call Mike at Eagle Eye Protection Services this morning about the concealed weapons permit course, the first 10 get to take the course for free with Steve Kane and me, Brian. Okay, the first 10. I'm going to give you the number. Call him right now. And by the way, bring your spouse. If you're married, bring your husband, bring your wife. If you're going to get it, you both should get it. And there's no strings attached to this, by the way. Okay, the course to the first 10 who call Mike at Eagle Eye Protection Services, free. The course is free. No strings attached to that. Here's the number: 561 723-6191. And Mike from Eagle Eye Protection Services is a top instructor. He instructs not just for this, but many other more advanced licensing as well when it comes to not just concealed, but open carry for people in the security business and things like this. So this is a top course, and the first 10 who call today can take it for free, and you get to hang out with me and Steve while we're taking the course. 561-723-6191. 561-723-6191. All right, call right now. That's Mike at Eagle Eye Protection Services, and we'll see you there on the 15th. I'm excited about it, Steve. And, oh, man. All right, let's go back to the phones. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning. It's Jim from New York. How you doing?
Hey, Jim.
Hey, James. What's up?
So I wanted to, well, real quick, about the whole Greg thing. Sounds like a beta male.
Wait, you got to get your mouth up closer to the phone.
I'm sorry, can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yeah.
Much better.
Okay, cool. Sorry. Greg, his calls are getting more and more pathetic. He sounds like a beta male begging to stay on the air and wait. I agree with Steve. I mean, he used to be a good caller, but I don't know what happened to him.
Donald Trump's what happened to him. Donald Trump, he yeah.
No. Look, let me tell you, the bottom line is Brian and I bear responsibility for the show. When calls go on too long or whatever it is, they only do it because we let them. So we're not perfect. We make mistakes. When we make mistakes, we try to rectify them. Greg's a good participant in the show. We just got to keep him in line.
Well, the calling back twice, doing the, you know, what happens a lot of times, Jim, what happened, we used to have this problem with that degenerate guy, Liberal Al the John. I knew his name, I just wanted to get the degenerate in a clever way. When I talked about him, he liked to call, we forbid him from doing this. He likes to call at the very tail end of the show so he can get some liberal talking point out and not have time for anyone to respond. And what happened on today's show was just devastating to Greg to hear this support of Herschel Walker. This story, and I talked about the Sun too, this is supposed to end Herschel Walker. You know, these Lincoln Project creeps are saying. And I think he gained 5 points in the polls in the last 24, 48 hours over it, frankly.
It'll be interesting to see. Time will tell.
Yeah. Hey, so sorry, I just got to work. I got to run.
No, yeah, I know you're. That's. When's the last time you heard a Democrat say, "Hey, you just got to work"? No, I know. That's why I know he's a Republican. Oh my goodness. No, listen, we're winding down for today, but there are few midterm elections that have excitement. The last time a midterm election had this kind of excitement was Newt Gingrich with the Contract for America. That was a big one, and there was a lot of excitement and energy. Midterm elections, they call them off-year elections a lot, but Trump is in the scene. You know, Nancy Pelosi was saying the other night, she went on Stephen Colbert, and she says, "Oh, well, Trump's not on the ballot, so we're gonna keep control. He's not on the ballot. We don't have to go." Trump is on the ballot. Yeah, well, and then she slipped. She asked. She says, "Maybe you could." I said his name. Can you edit that out? She asked him, and they you know, I'm serious. Yeah, but Trump is on the ballot, and Ron DeSantis, Carrie Lake, Tudor Dixon, Herschel Walker, Dr. Oz. Trump is on the ballot everywhere in every race in this country, and the Democrats, they don't get it. And the Republican establishment, they don't get it either. And so I'm excited. I know you were excited. Now listen, we had some great callers today on the program. And thank you all. And to the women who called in and shared these terrible stories of spousal abuse, women who were kicked and punched by their husbands and the pregnancies were terminated. Oh my goodness, those were very, very powerful calls. You helped a lot of women in this listening audience by sharing your stories. So thank you for your call. Those are emotional, difficult calls to make, I know, but very, very productive calls that help a lot of people. But some great callers today on the program, and a lot of you brought up some things I had not considered. So that's good. But I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane, of course, is here. Don't forget, if you missed a portion of the show, go to the podcast section of our radio station website, oldiessouthflorida.com. Each day, about 10 o'clock, about an hour after we sign off, the entire radio show is uploaded there and archived there forever. So like I said, if you missed a show or you called in and you want to hear your call or even pull your call off to show off to all your friends, go to oldiessouthflorida.com and you can get it there. All right. It's Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane has been here as well. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless America and God bless Donald Trump. This longest running radio show. Oh, man. Hey, guys. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in today. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. And everyone, please like the video, all right? I got to take off, but I'll see you soon. Thanks again for watching.